that it would be silly not to expect a good game of Counter-Strike. Speaking of game of Counter-Strike, we may as well get it on. We have some beautiful voices to guide you through the game. Moses and boys, take it away.
Oh boy, I'll take that. Thank you, Jacob. Let's get into it. We got NAVI versus Mongolz kicking off first here on Nuke. We got Mongolz versus NAVI. I mean, this is hopefully going to be an absolute banger, Jason.
Yeah, well, let's find out. We've seen a couple different looks at a NAVI. Alexi had a good conversation about that, not even showing up on day one of the major, but bouncing back yesterday. Mongolz, they had that 2-0 over bait yesterday to get to this position. But going to be a tough task up against NAVI, especially your map pick. You go to Nuke, NAVI gets to start on the CT side. This can feel suffocating pretty quickly. And here's the wraparound in the pistol. Makaze, dangerous situation. They come right through. Oh, how he manages to get two, you'll never know. Lovely headshots and a 4-on-3.
Techno waiting for Immo to stroll in towards his crosshead. It's going to happen here. Fight is there for Techno, and he can't take it. Immo going to drop him on the dual Berettas. 9-10 and Blitz, though, getting a couple kills right back. And again, even numbers here with over a minute left.
Yeah, got to be careful. You don't want to mess with that P250 whatsoever, but with the drop into the bomb site, look at the rotation. Great protocols from Immo, who slides over to ramp room to cover this. As his teammates falling into the bomb site, they realize the avenue to ramp room is wide open for Blitz and 9-10, so Immo, he has a really tough off angle.
Berettas, shadow against the wall, but Blitz, what a shot.
That's devastating. Wonderful so far out of the action right now. We just had the desk highlighting how well pistol rounds have gone for Immo. Huge missed opportunity there.
And well, that bomb is going to get planted. Wonderful trying to drop down and get involved here. They know exactly where he's coming from, so Blitz is just going to hide behind that default cylinder. Headshot's good for Wonderful. Peels away 9-10. But Blitz not peeking out, looking for a 4K in this pistol. He's got 3 already. Now his position spotted. Wonderful doesn't have a kit. He hasn't got any utility, and the flashes coming through from Blitz. He had 2 of them, and he banks them off the wall. Wonderful gets blinded as he tries to move forward, and he just can't get to that kill. So what a pistol round out of Blitz.
Yeah, really, really well done. Quad kill for Blitz. That snap on towards Immo over in ramp room is a strong, strong contender for the kill of the round. Turns it in Mongol's favor, and a lovely 1v1 clutch with the utility. NAVI had control of this situation. After these 2 kills, everyone's outside. It's all looking good, and then just 2 kills snap right back. The P250 from 9-10, a Glock outside, and NAVI gets stuck and fights out in the open that allows Mongolz to bring it back. Tough pill to swallow for NAVI. 1-0 Mongolz on the T side, and a second round investment. Scouts out for Wonderful. And NAVI do want to fight for this, or at least fight for the chance. Makaze just behind the smoke and Mini. Look how cautious the Mongolz is being as well. Backing off, playing it very, very slow, staying at a distance. Don't want to get caught in some kind of a pop flash trap. So giving a lot of time to see if NAVI's going to execute any kind of a play outside that's going to harass them.
There's the flash set up, and Makaze not getting anything out of it. When you get flashed in like that, you're really hoping, while they're blind, you're able to get at least 1. Now Wonderful trying to nip forward. Does take some damage off Blitz. A good long-range kill. Wonderful actually through that box. Is taking Cobra Zero down, and Alexi's just moved at the perfect time, but 9-10's going back to check it. Needed that headshot.
Yeah, lovely kill with the AK. Now going to swap out. Bit's going to drop down the ladder, but they want to go right back up, just dodging the nade damage. AK-47 in the hands of Immo. They've got a chance in this 3-on-3.
Yeah, over the top of heaven. Immo going to be sent in first. Mzinho waiting down below with the mech, and Bit goes around, and Immo's got the kill. Bit's headshot rings out. Now it's 9-10 having to clutch up. Worried about Main getting pushed on the left side as well. He backtracks, uses the vent as cover, but Wonderful comes in to sweep him up. And NAVI can celebrate a ridiculous round. Bit and Immo doing so much work over heaven.
Yeah, the Makaze play doesn't work with the flashbang. That's exactly what Mongolz are waiting for, so well done from them, but there's another layer to it. He misses the kills, but sees 3 outside, and then it activates the player coming up secret with the MP9. Perfect play from NAVI, wrapping around and letting them go into the bomb site itself, but winning all the battles on the extremities. Spot 3 players outside, easy for Wonderful to take a wider angle. Distracted is Blitz, so drops and a couple of kills just as they try and turn the corner. NAVI right back into it.
Yeah, so the Mongolz though, they've gone for the force bite. Scout for a 9-10. Deagle's Tech9 is trying to recover from that frustrating round loss in the previous. Going to be having a quick peek here from 9-10 over the top of the silo. Cobra's there trying to drop onto main, but the aggressive play from Mirage, he has to fall back once he realizes there's a lot of players there outside.
Yeah, good to get out. He has got no support either, so backs away. Cobra's brought very, very low, 27 HP, one of the stronger performers thus far in stage 3 for the Mongols.
I heard the devs talking about how Makaze is going to have to step up how important he is to Navi's success. A couple of plays activated outside, hasn't made the most of just yet in the early stages, but Ima looking to try and devastate the outside forces of the Mongols. Under a minute on the clock. Good shot from 9-10. A response is needed from Ima, but he's taking a lot of damage on board, so he can't really stick around. He has to try and draw back. He's throwing utility at Blitz to slow him, and that does a good job at making Blitz seem like he's stuck in the mud.
Yeah, but during the chaos, Alexi B's fallen as well. This is getting really awkward now for Navi. They've been whittled down. Makaze, this is a great time for him to step up. Slides back into the bomb site. Molotov to delay the attack. Outside control for the Mongols now, and they can wrap all the way through yard.
30 seconds left, but timing looked away. Got his crosshair back in time to do damage to Techno still, but there's 25 seconds left.
Yeah, they're doing okay though. They've done good damage to Techno and Cobra. This is a recoverable situation. Obviously, he feels a little bit bad being a man down. Makaze stuck inside the bomb site as well. He's got a lot to be concerned about.
10 seconds, Makaze waits, low HP, finished off. Blitz headshot comes through too, and now with 7 seconds left, the Tech9 rattling forward for Techno can do nothing. So he backtracks, and although a couple of chances there for the Mongols, it's Navi who stabilized, and Makaze with the important 2K towards the end of the round.
Well, Techno's going to get no bonus money, so down on 650 with that M4 brought forward into the next. However, the rest of his teammates going to sit back and save, so Navi should be able to pull it right back under their control. This is a lovely round from Makaze. Just talking about his need to step up, and that's a beautiful double kill. Very quick to transfer over to Blitz as the second player swinging. A 2-1 advantage for Navi. Now they've got money advantage and a chance to build it up even further.
Well, Techno has an M4 at least to play with. Considering he's their only weapon worth talking about, they send him up towards Hut, but utility lands towards him. So for the time being, he's going to be blocked out by flames and now smoke.
Been a really odd, rough year for Mongols trying to recover out of losing Senzu. That whole situation a little bit crazy. Results have slipped. Effectiveness has slipped. They've stopped feeling like they have that dangerous element of being a trophy contender where we started feeling them build into it. But still have maintained just the level of being dangerous in these best of threes. Techno brought it down to about 52, and they'll be forced elsewhere.
Yeah, Mongols are always such an enigma, right? You don't really know what you're going to expect or see from them.
It's hard to have any confidence in them when you hear things on the outside, like they've been pretty vocal. I mean, the lack of boot camps, they don't practice hardcore for a bunch of events the way the other teams do, so it's hard to get super excited about them, but then you see them play and you're like, well, they are still good.
Yeah,
you know, what can you say about this?
The floor is just super high. It's just also, there's just this feeling of like missed potential. Like last year, you know, they were on a run. They come to Cologne, they don't practice, and it's like, oh, what is happening? How is this happening?
Yeah, when they're not
Major
practicing,
finalists.
making it to finals, lifting trophies, it's a little bit weird.
Yeah, 1 year ago, you know, in Austin, a team that made it to the major final. A long journey for the Mongols since then. 3-1 lead for Navi. Mongols finally getting the buyback. They've got a MAC-10 here for Techno, and those outside smokes going to be deployed.
Oh, one's been spotted up on the roof. Good shot from Blitz. Wonderful, showing a little bit too much. Plenty of Navi players in position, though, to recover the loss, but the silent cross behind the smoke wall. It's going to be broken. 9-10's going to be out in the open.
Ooh, that's the bomb.
That is the bomb. You need to drop it, and you will. That delays everything.
Yeah, 9-10 actually could have made it across. It seemed like he stepped back into the danger.
This is a disaster, though. 2 players made it across, but now they can't actually get the bomb to connect up with him. That's a great kill from Cobra, but I think Emo wants to challenge here.
Yeah, there's still an advantage for the Mongols, but if Emo goes down, it's right back in Mongols' hands as they now cross safely down Secret.
Okay, well, nobody's even budged down Secret. Bit is still over in ramp room. Alexi B in the upper bomb site. There's no chance Navi get down here in time to stop the plant. No chance they really recover it, so I think the idea is to save. Bit can come investigate while the bomb isn't down, see if he can shave one off on their passage into the bomb site, but you're risking the weapon on doing that. So he'll just stay conservative and look to save with Alexi. A second round now for the Mongols.
I mean, that's just so disappointing for NAVI. You get the bomb dropped outside, those smokes fade away, and you still end up losing quite convincingly.
The disappointing part is losing Wonderful up on top of the box as the first kill, right? Like, you have a good setup to defend outside, and you don't even really get a chance to, like, kind of challenge. Wonderful didn't even realize he was in any significant danger before he gets killed. I think that's the bummer for NAVI, is having that kind of a setup and ready to play off Wonderful's information and contact, and then having the entire idea ripped out of your hands. So the Mongols are going to get away with their weapons. A second round on the board as they're coming back. And with 4 players surviving, they get some money and a good solid gun round for the T side. For NAVI, they're going to reinvest, but they're going to be out of cash flow. Wonderful picks up the AWP, so we've got that weapon on the map all of a sudden. But a save after this if NAVI can't convert this into a victory.
Well, quick attack towards upper. Utility running out. Techno trying to get through, but he's going to stop by Mikaze. Now Mzinho just sent forward. Flash is trying to get into the vent. Diving down. They're all joining it. Mongols flood into the vents.
And they've made it, 3 of them as well. Molotov to delay the rotation. Mzinho getting the bomb planted down lower. Bit has just dropped. Danger outside. Good. Oh no, out of ammunition. Out of ammo, and 9-10 wins a tough one.
Another important fight being lost here by NAVI. Imma trying to get the trade back here on 9-10.
This chews time off the clock.
Oh, sees the barrel. At least he knows it's there. But in the meantime, Mzinho's taking Bit out, and you're so far away if you're NAVI.
I think you have to save again. You don't want to risk Wonderful's AWP. You've got all 3 players with kits. You don't have any smokes, however. They are rotating over towards ramp room, but we're so deep into the bomb, it's not even worth it. Yeah, they're going to back away immediately. Alexi can drop an M4, so next round is still going to be a strong buy from NAVI, but Mongols is starting to wrestle control away and build momentum here on this T side. So much of the attention, it feels like, for NAVI in the initial stages of each round has been focus outside, try and kind of delay that. So Mongols dropping down vents, you like kind of circumnavigate where that strength of the defense is. Ramp player can't provide any resistance in that sort of a scenario. And all of a sudden, we're tied at 3.
Feels like Mongols aren't necessarily having the best starts or the cleanest build up into the rounds, but they're winning the essential fights, especially outside. NAVI missing out on a lot of opportunities, and a feature of NAVI over the last couple of events have been these early timeouts. We were highlighting that earlier in the competition. Even against Legacy in the last game, we were seeing play burn those timeouts early.
Even when they were up 4-1, yeah, winning by 3 rounds and still wanted to have a little bit of a chit-chat. So getting into it here early, and you're just hoping it's not shades of day 1 of stage 3 where they got smoked by Spirit, where it looked like they didn't even enter the server.
That fight's unusual to see Mikaze lose in that way.
It's an awkward timing as he's backing away, but yeah, he had the chance to close it out. Wonderful picked off the round before that outside. Then he gets the AWP, and you feel like that might be the weapon where they can secure some control and some safety out in yard. And none of it pans out for NAVI in that round 6. So we move into round 7, tied at 3.
9-10 on the prowl outside. He's got the scope up. Wonderful. Will he go far into the open? No. So Wonderful's going to get opened up with Cobra Zera as his first kill, and that's going to be the advantage here for NAVI.
Yeah, really nice timing. They've struggled converting 5-on-4s, though, against Spirit, winning tons of opening kills. Same with against Legacy yesterday, but there were plenty of rounds those teams were able to bring it back in a deficit, and we just saw Mongols win a 4v5 in the previous round. So NAVI looking to capitalize on this advantage. Wonderful is mobile with the AWP, slid over to ramp room now. And it's the perfect call as Mongols wheel their way in this direction. He'll have another chance.
There's a jumper on the corner. It's going to be Mikaze, who's taken 9-10 down elsewhere. Wonderful, hoping the Zorb can ring out, but they've got the information on his position. You could pull Bit over to try and help out, and the support is there. The AWP gets one more and puts Techno into the clutch. He'll actually make it down, but the rotation's already arrived. It was at the control room window, so Techno stands no chance at doing anything in this round. He'll try and get a bomb plant. Imma shatters the windows, and a bomb plant is through, so he's getting that over at least.
When you really feel like you can't win the round and the best there is to do is the bomb plant, you're just going to stick it.
Yep, and he gets a headshot on the way out the door as well. So It's going to be NAVI recovering and a 4-3 lead.
Not bad, but I think it could have been a stronger win for NAVI. I think that could have been cleaner after some of the kills they get. The wonderful pick outside. Heading towards ramp room as well. You know exactly what's coming. Some missed shots from Wonderful down the stretch.
Hey, Blade showing too much emotion there. I don't know. He's getting told off. You don't see Blade showing too much emotion.
A little bit much, Blade. That's a weird one. Sentence he's never heard before. 4-3 for NAVI, and it's Mongols who take the timeout. A chance for them to have a little chit-chat, as after this investment in this round, a couple players going to be really hurting for money. So Mara wants to get them back to winning ways and keep this close. And really, I think doing a pretty darn good job. I mean, outside, they've been able to overrun it. They've been able to overcome Makaze, trade their way into some success towards Secret. They've been able to negate and get past Wonderful a couple of times. So I think for game plan-wise, there's no reason for the Mongols to panic at this point. Perhaps just a little chit-chat. Wonderful has his AWP. No AWP on the other side for 9-10. And we're live into round 8.
Outside smokes deployed here from Mongols already. 3 outside. They're going to go forward for NAVI to try and disrupt it. And Wonderful bringing his AWP over towards Secret. He's going to spot soon that no one's actually trying to cross. No one's pressuring outside. That's because the Mongols are sending some heavy utility out towards the site and towards heaven. And now Makaze here at the steps over the top. He's completely lost. Cobra-Zera over the top. Ima having to fight on 2 fronts. Close to the kill on Bliss. That's the bomb down! Yeah, that's more like it from Ima. Makaze misfires, gets nothing done, and Ima steps up with the strength of 2 players. And 9-10, he has to retreat. He can't find any pathway with all of his teammates gone.
Oh, that is so nasty from Ima. I love everything about it. The micro adjustment when he realizes there's a second player in Mini. Just tuck himself a little bit deeper behind the vent, mid-fight towards Squeak Door, and able to transfer over for a third. That's class. That's lovely from Ima. A defensive stand and a 2-round lead now for NAVI, and you force the Mongols back to pistols.
Yeah, that's the big one, right? The fact that the Mongols are down with no money now, so you can start pulling away if you're NAVI on the CT side. We'll get to see it again.
Love this. Right here, look at that as he just backs up in the middle of the fight. Hearing the footsteps, hearing the presence coming behind him. Absolutely perfect play from Ima.
A couple of individual players, particularly Makaze outside, has had a couple of moments that look a little bit confusing, a little bit lost, but I mean, Ima's just had a great start on the rifle.
You know, Makaze, yeah, he's had a couple rounds, a couple moments that we've seen that I feel like they've gone against him and hasn't done exactly what we expect him to, but he's been getting a lot of attention, a lot of different looks, and a lot of variety headed his way. Mongols has come in with a couple different ideas and ways to approach outside, and hard for Makaze to read which one they're exactly executing. So this time going to play it a little bit more passive and more in tandem with Wonderful. Playing at the single box, Wonderful going to be back in heaven. So you've got safety and you've got support.
Cobra turning the Deagle back, trying to fight out towards Secret. It's going to be Ima Makaze coming forward and cleaning out these pistols.
Oh, Bit's going to stop the bomb plant. Well done. Good rotation. The call that they drop down into the vents. Techno can't even get close to a bomb plant this time. 6-3 for NAVI.
Well, the buy is back and obviously not getting that bomb plant. It's quite painful here for Mongols because you still have Techno having to play with a Galil just to get that extra utilities. That bomb plant could have tipped them into a better territory, but regardless, at least they'll have the AWP for 9-10, but there is going to be 3 Galils here for Mongols.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they approach this now, too, because this is, what, 4 rounds or so? We've seen NAVI start a player in Secret for the outside defense as well, so feels like NAVI's really trying to have that presence, establish that presence in Secret to funnel them. Look at that aggression. Ima can't get it done. 9-10 is ready.
Yeah, gets back on his feet just in time for that shot to ring out. Now, here comes a response for NAVI. 2 players pressuring towards the ramp room into the lobby.
Well, Makaze outside at red box playing a very risky angle. Cobra-Zera looking for this peek. Mazinho looking exactly at this angle. Do they see the barrel?
Hard to tell.
I feel like they have to know. They have to have seen it. Yeah, they're well aware of the possibility, well aware that he's just hiding and lurking and waiting. 2-man advantage for the Mongols offense now.
start taking those resources from outside and bringing players back inner. You've already got one player down lower. It's Blitz.
I think the call for Navi has got to be to stack the upper bomb site, though, right? Like, Wonderful can back off and play this passive angle, grab his one, but you're going to want to keep most of your resources huddled up together so you can go call for a group save, or you just have a chance of winning it if they come in your direction. And Wonderful's not even at the corner to pick one off as they cross in.
Yeah, 30 seconds. Mongols dropping into B and knowing that.
Yeah, Vent's controlled by Blitz. They know there's safety from the upper bomb site. No chance Navi retake in this round.
So 4th round for Mongols. Starts with some immo aggression that gets caught by 9-10, and then Makaze early detected trying to play a sneaky position outside and behind the red box. And I mean, once those 2 kills come in, there's just no level of competition in the round for Navi. 4 rounds T-side of Nuke, and a chance to get a few more here for the Mongols. Alexi's actually going into the danger zone right now, down secret.
Yeah, they know the money. They want to take some guns away at the end. They want to take some of that cash flow out and make these last couple rounds be as easy as humanly possible, but Alexi's only able to get the 1 frag. And there shouldn't be too much evacuation from this position for the Mongols, maybe outside of Cobra. But he'll just choose to, well, he might just go down with the ship, you know?
And all good. Mongols play stay up. Going to lose Blitz. And now to see how Navi approach this next round. We'll get to see this aggression from Imma. He really got beyond that wall. If he does, in such a strong early position, but 9-10 comes sweeping through.
I mean, he's not even really looking for that fight. He's just jumping in to take the angle in towards Mini. It's just a really great reaction out of 9-10. Tough fight for Imma to handle as well, with 9-10 coming with that kind of speed and that kind of pace. Round 11, 6-4 in the favor of Navi still, but Mongols doing a good job sticking this close by. Looks like they will want to go for an upper rush.
Yeah, they're just charging. They're going with some speed. 9-10 on the rifle. Stop by Alexi. Good trade from Cobra Zera. Imma now, who's been reliable for Navi, but he's gone this time. Mzinho and Techno coming in, and the Mongols shooting hard. But Wonderful can still do something about this. He's got one. He's smoked out at main now, though. That's the problem. Wonderful is going to have to change up his attack and figure out which way he actually wants to come in here. He can pause or he can go aggressive, but Blitz is ready for him to walk through that smoke.
No good options for Wonderful there. You either sit behind the smoke and wait for it to fade, and they know where you are. You wrap around to heaven, and they know exactly where you're going to be going. So just tries to step through the smoke, and it's being watched real close by 9-10. Lovely round from the Mongols. A change of pace. 1-for-1 on top hut for Alexi. Imma, that's the one. Can't get anything going. Nose Cobra's wrapping around the bomb site. Still can't get the job done. And Navi bringing bodies to try and solve the problem, but Mongols had an answer for each and every one of them.
Well, Navi hoping the answer is going to be a double-up setup for an extra round here to try and take the lead at the half. And it's a bit Wonderful wielding them. But look how sparse the utility is here for the CT side. Mongols have the advantage to try and tie things up on the first half of Nuke.
Yeah, cool play though. Bid's taking the other off, and he's not playing ramp room. He smokes it off just to show presence. And rotates down to the lower bomb site into secret, so the op is already positioned downstairs.
Oh, Blitz is just moving through that smoke. Round the back, but Makaze reads the possibility, turns and spots out Blitz trying to come out of the smoke. He'll get the opening kill, but he's ready for a second player. Looking for that second, but he can't find him in time. Mzinho wraps around the backside, so the trade is in. Minute 10 seconds left, and the Mongols get smoked out at door.
Opens up the danger for the wrap for the upper bomb site defenders. Bit and Imma are both down low, so Alexi's feeling extremely, extremely lonely in this upper bomb site at the moment.
Wonderful's feeling spread thin, right? Because he's got to check towards Hell, he's got to check towards ramp.
Yeah, Bit and Imma have to start playing. They've got to start doing something.
Trying to find the next step, trying to make the correct play. Wonderful. Going to take away the ramp worry by pushing in towards Hell. And now he can get the angle, but the problem is Mzinho's just tucked himself in the corner. Wonderful. Oh, he has to react fast, and he does. He hits the shot, but it's not to lethality. It's going to be Mzinho coming out on top with the AK-47. Alexi B going into the lobby, but he's about to be pushed from the ramp, and the trade should be coming in instantly, and it will. So the Mongols are going to tie things up. 16 rounds, a streak of 3 to round out the half.
Oh, there's the first for Huntfrag. Hiko gets a double. There's still 2 players left. They got no health on them. 13 and 3. Oh my goodness, how does he do this? How does Hiko do it again?
Well, day 3 of stage 3 of the Cologne Major here at the Intel Extreme Masters. NAVI taking on the Mongols, and it's tight ball game going into the second half. They switch sides. NAVI's offense has got to get cranking because the Mongols showed some very good prowess on the map. Been bullied a little bit, NAVI, and now they got to recover. Second half starts now, and the pistol round is live with Alexi P at the helm, trying to bring NAVI to an opening map victory on Mongols' pick.
He's got a nade in a molly. So let's see if it's that upper bomb site hit. They go towards the ramp. So they're going to slip out towards ramp with 4 players, but that means they're coming towards him. Zinho Chulba is at the ready, unleashing 1 and a second kill, but Bit actually got both. Bit got both of those players right back, so numbers even instantly. 9-10 going to go down, and now NAVI have the advantage.
Yeah, you always feel like you can go for one more jiggle in that position. Traded right back into a 2-on-2 we go. A brawl to open up the pistol round of the second half.
Yeah, we're always seeing Mongols get the responses, get the answers right back. So let's see how you go towards this lower side, perhaps for NAVI.
It's hard to read for NAVI though, right? They know like towards ramp room, they were showing the indication they want to hit that lower bomb site. You know a rotation was going to be ahead of the play because of when that engagement occurred. You try and fall back to the upper bomb site after the fact to dodge that factor, and Techno's able to eliminate Alexi. So now you just have like pick your poison. Cobra playing this well, hiding, ready and waiting, can harass this bomb plant, and he will open the door.
Yeah, double door is wide open. Cobra trying to get the angle, he's got it. He actually got it on towards Wonderful, so another round becomes so difficult for Bit. He has to 4K this on V2 in the open. He's got a second to move out towards the decon door. He takes that time, but he's worried he hasn't got the information. And then he goes into the open. Cobra hits the headshot. And Mongols will win the pistol.
Yeah, just great individual play. Good decision making, playing in safety for Cobra, not letting his position be known, opens the door during the plant. And I mean, unbeknownst to Bit, he's just got the perfect angle to eliminate Wonderful during the bomb plant without actually exposing himself to any danger. Really well done from Cobra. And Mongols put a stop to the aggressive pistol round of NAVI. Both pistols now in the favor of the Mongols, although NAVI did win the second round in the first half. Let's see how it goes from here. Second round bye with that bomb plant. Bit's got an AK-47.
I suppose there's always a chance when that happens, but Mongols absolutely favorite to take a 2-round advantage here on Nuke. We're going to see Bit start by going towards ramp room with the AK. And Zinho tosses out a smoke just to block Bit early on.
NAVI having that old familiar problem creep up again, which is you have 5 good players, but you're going to need one of them to be great, it feels, if you're going to seal and secure this win. And we haven't seen any indication of anyone stepping up into that level quite yet.
That's what Alexi was saying, that they have now got the individuals that can bail them out in the important moments. Well, Bit trying to do that, trying to step into these fights. 9-10 waiting down at Helm. Zinho's come out on top of one fight, but he doesn't get away. And in fact, the Hell players died as well, but you have to rely on Blitz, who's rotated down, pinned in the corner. Will they expect him to be here so early? They're not checking. Blitz has played it to perfection. Trigger discipline pays off in a big way. And NAVI fall by the wayside at the leader of Mongols. And Makaze now 1v3. They're all rotated down here. There's absolutely no shot at this from Makaze.
Man, that just confuses everything that NAVI read in the round. They killed a dedicated ramp player. They killed the supportive element rotating over. And you never expect Blitz to be that far forward in the lower bomb site. You expect maybe a rotation. If it's fast, he's going to be at window. He's going to be peeking decon. He's not going to be all the way in the site tucked into the corner. Disgusting discipline, recognizing the opportunity that he had with this timing. A disgusting sequence, and that's 8-6 now, and NAVI's on the back foot.
Very slow start into this T side. You're gonna let Mongols just keep building this momentum. 3 rounds in a row to round out the first half. First 2-1 here. 5 rounds in a row right now from the Mongols, and it's looking like it's gonna be 6. Bit's gonna have a go outside with a deagle at this kind of range and not be able to connect any of the shots. That's 1 from him, Matt.
Yeah, but getting whittled down now is NAVI. Just trying to get some picks with these deagles. Man, it's got to start real quick in this next gun round. It feels like it's playing out sort of exactly as the desk kind of outlined, right? With like some of the old school feelings of these teams when they've been playing at their peak. As you know, the NAVI system is going to be really, really strong, but you know, sometimes the individuals are lacking a little bit. And for the Mongols, the strength is always the individuals. It's always just the great talent that they have. Nothing too fancy in that first half, nothing mind-blowing tactically, but they're just going to beat you in the heads-up fights.
Made the simple calls at the right time, and yeah, won the essential fights. You've got Mongols now 9-6 up. Bai coming through for NAVI, and there is that sense of win now or don't. I mean, it's just going to be the Mongols running over the top of you with the way things are shaping up.
Yeah, Blade showing some desire to get involved in the conversation here, tapping the timeout button. Second one used for this first gun round. Very, very important. Dropping this one, Mongols get up to 10 rounds. You have no money, and then all of a sudden they feel like the red carpet's laid out. So Blade wants to get ahead of that, keep Mongols from rising up this scoreboard any further before NAVI can respond. Some emphasis towards ramp room in the first couple rounds for NAVI, and the second round Bai in the pistol rounds, but this will be the first gun round where we get to see what they can do with the op on Wonderful's back. You imagine outside is going to be a target. Use that AWP to cover your progression. But on the other side, all this intense conversation is going on for NAVI. Mongols is just laughing, giggling, having a good time with their 3-round lead.
Well, Alexi V's got a Mac 10, and that means a quick play through hut from Alexi. Charging out, trying to get that fast call here from NAVI. Makaze's coming through, needs a second kill right now. Oh, nearly gets up towards heaven, but bits come out as well. All of a sudden, NAVI have the player advantage. A real scrap, but the heaven swing is crazy from Himzinho. As the play he had to make, and 9-10 is in lobby, in behind them, with a very little chance of winning this.
No, but the op is in danger. During the timeout, Wonderful sold his op back so they could execute this fast-paced play towards the upper bomb site. An audible during the timeout from Blade, and now they get an op for free if they want it, and they do. IEM swaps out, and NAVI have their 7th round, an effective timeout from Blade.
Touch and go there in the early stages of that attack outside, into the bomb site rather. I mean,
it always feels touch and go until a player gets settled at vent and can hold back the heaven rotation, yes. Right? Like 1-for-1 as you come out into the bomb site. Good kills, Makaze wrapping around, but once Bit is secure at the vent and can hold back that peak, it helps secure this kill. Excuse me, it was IEM back at the vent. But once that player's in position, you can stem the tide of the rotation of the reinforcements.
Well, 9-10 getting aggressive. Going to be confidently peeking outside, but the smokes are up, so he creeps back in. Back to safety. Let Himzinho take the next contact out from secret stairs. Going to be set up for the peek. Bit knows what that flashbang means. Knowing that it's supporting a peek out from secret, so he went out and pre-fired the spot. Didn't connect. Himzinho got his head down, and he's going to move off back towards ramp room.
No more smokes outside, though. They've all faded, and there's no more smokes for NAVI to erect a second wall to try and cross some people over towards secret to pressure the lower bomb site. So they're going to sink back into lobby. Very little counter utility for the Mongols defense. 2 flashbangs that they've got to utilize, and this feels like it's just going to descend to another upper exec.
"30 seconds, that's all you've got left. This could get chaotic. This could get disrupted by Himzinho. Trying to keep him in the ramp room, trying to delay them even further. Op for 9-10, rotating over, trying to catch them as they drop. He's done well, IEM's gone. Himzinho didn't survive long enough. 13 seconds left and no one else has rotated.
Yeah, now you're seeing Makaze start to build into this. Okay, this timing on the flank could be really deadly, could be really dangerous. Techno picks up the AK-47.
Oh, he denied it!
Oh, it's over.
He's won it!
Done. That's the round.
My God, last second steal away. That's the only move he had left to go forward. He actually lands the headshot and denies that bomb plan.
How many 50-50 chances are there, too? If he peeks on the other side, he has no chance.
Dude, the odds fell in his favor right there. That's incredible. That's so frustrating for NAVI.
Oh, yeah, especially because they have so much of the site is secured. There's so many different
There's a body blocker as well. There's a bodyguard.
You got to say, too, the Molotov towards the Astralis plant as well is huge from Mongols to stop that safe plant in the corner, forcing him in the open. What an incredible steal away at the final seconds. And that forces the third timeout out of NAVI because that's an absolutely tilting round.
Oh, that's wild. Absolutely wild that he's able to do that. And then he buys into a shotgun. He's got an XM 1014 coming in the next round. The alligator's out. Oh, Techno. That might have just broken NAVI.
Might be misreading the economic situation, though. We'll see exactly how he decides to play with the shotgun. Might be thinking it's up against some weaker weapons. It's another very strong buy out of NAVI, so they're not out of the fight just yet. Still 3 rounds back. Mongolz only at 10. You have the op on Wonderful, 3 AKs and a Galil for this attack. NAVI's right back into the fight. Sneaky position for Mazinho to be in. Advance warning towards ramp room, but also a perfect position to have a very fast flank if the attack goes elsewhere. Mazinho can turn that corner with some speed that NAVI won't predict.
Guys, we need to have clarity. I'm saying to you again, we're lost. We're lost. And I want you to understand, don't be afraid to lose now. Just understand, just play CS, just go do rounds.
Trying to get the guys to just play CS. A little bit too much thought into the tactics, a little bit too much thought into the details. Nobody playing the game.
I want to get into the flow state, and that's exactly where Mongols are at. Fluid, effective, 9-10, devastating. M4 rings out with 2. Alexi B sending the grenade towards Blitz. The push from Mazinho nearly getting caught there. Uma gets the gun back out. Here's the XM 1014. The shotgun's out. The auto shotty has come through. And now it's an AK-47.
That'll piss you off getting taken down like that if you're Ima. Final play from Wonderful and Alexi to turn the corner in towards Mini. Blitz is watching for this exact play. He's going to at least have one. The trade is there, but another up in heaven will surprise Wonderful. And Mongolz in complete control. No sweat, no stress. They're up by 4.
Look at this buy again for NAVI. I mean, it's an AK coming up for Bit. The rest can't really get the full buyout. This is tough.
Yeah,
very
but
tough.
I mean, it's hard. You want to ride that line of bringing enough in to maybe, you know, create a miracle, create the opportunity. But you also got to leave enough cash left up for the next round as well. So 2 AK-47s, some pistols upgraded, a little bit of armor across the board for NAVI. But no reason to feel excited about this comeback.
Absolutely none.
A 5-1 run for the Mongols in this second half to open things up.
Oh, Shadow spotted. Makaze can't get to the angle anyway. Blitz gonna win it on the M4. He's worried about the vent dive, and he would be very correct in assuming that's happening.
Dude, he's having such a good game. 15 and 12. It's not gonna be anything crazy.
But it's just the impact kills as well.
The triple kill in the lower bomb site, reading the plays, getting ahead of the plays from NAVI, being in the perfect position.
Just been an absolute nuisance for NAVI to try and deal with. Alexi B is pinned at red right now. Good shot from Bit. At least creating some space, something to work with. He sees another target. Can't see Techno off though. Low HP. Techno tries to get away with another, but the Tech 9 finally finishing him off. Wonderful is in the clutch. A 1v3. He's got time to make it work. Cobra at the next fight, but he can't win it here. Wonderful. It's map point for Mongols. It's absolutely insane how one-sided this is now.
This is looking easy down the stretch. This T side from NAVI is like, you've seen them make good moves, you've seen them take map control, but they're not winning any of the fights once they're getting into them. It seems like they're content with the control, content to force the defense back, where Mongols in the first half was, nope, we want the kills. We're going to hunt them down. We're going to aggressively chase them. The Mongols putting together a great game on their map pick of Nuke.
I mean, NAVI will have come into this major with some confidence, right? With some hope and belief that they're going to be able to really perform. And they just won a trophy in Atlanta, but what a disastrous start to the major.
Well, this first map at least playing out exactly the way the Mongols envisioned it. They've won it the last 2 times they've played it against NAVI in their series, back at Cluj-Napoca, back in Malta at the Thunderpick World Championship as well. Looking to add a third one here at the IEM Cologne Major.
Well, some decent positions early here in this round for NAVI. You've got Bit, who's going to be scaling up towards heaven now. You've got Wonderful, who's waiting for this push on Cobra. It is arriving, but Makaze pushing out. No way! Cobra got away with it!
He's still alive. Imma moves out next. Techno looking a little bit confused. Cobra now ready for the next fight, but Imma tries to go in. Blitz has got that kill, holds him off. Coming back now towards the hut, but Bit, from his early positioning, getting towards Heaven, it's the impactful spot.
Good aggressive swing from Bit as well, realizing he needed the wider angle to help to protect his teammates. Coming into the bomb site, that's absolutely perfect. Mazinho gonna back off with the AK-47 and save. 910 gonna save the op. Money, despite the run, despite the lead in this second half, the 6-1 run that Mongols have been on, they haven't been able to build up a whole lot of money. So they've got to back away and just preserve the weapons.
That's a much more enjoyable round to watch from Na'Vi as well. Just getting some really good early positions, you know, Bit over the top of main, jumped around the corner, got up towards Heaven quite quickly. Mikaze was in towards main.
Yeah, it's been hard for them to give us that kind of a look, I feel like, because, you know, outside of this round, Mongols has kind of been challenging them, challenging for all that room. It hasn't been as easy to get into those positions, those kind of launch pad positions. This time it works perfectly. 12-8, 4-round lead. And somehow Cobra wins that fight. A thing of beauty, but so much progression had been made elsewhere by Na'Vi players. Quietly walking out hut, no indication it's coming. So still some fight left in Na'Vi. Op, FAMAS, and AK-47, an MP9 on Techno, a 5-7 on Cobra. It's a very busted buy for the Mongols.
Nine-10 waiting for the cross. Flash comes forward. 9-10 having to back away. His teammate Mzinho at that long-range engagement will topple to Mikaze. 9-10 searching for the response. Give him a small chance out towards Wonderful, but you don't want to get involved against the AWP there, so they move down through Secret, but the rotation of the Mongols has arrived.
Yeah, and unfortunately, well, I mean, fortunately for Na'Vi, it's only these two players as well. Nobody's following it up. Bit, Imma, and Alexi wrapping around back towards lobby. And you'd imagine if they want to kind of sync up towards Secret, Ramp Room is going to be the option they take. Otherwise, it's Mikaze and Wonderful who've either going to come up the vents.
Well, Mikaze stepping, giving information how close he is. Wonderful's found Blitz. Cobra Zero now reveals he's inside of the vent, and Techno just waiting inside of the hut. He's the only player that still has a big threat here to Na'Vi, and he's now moving forward, wrapping around the door.
Yeah, but Na'Vi also saying, well, there's no defense here. There's got to be somebody somewhere.
Yeah, well, they found out where. And it's going to be Techno with a quick kill into the AK-47. Couldn't get a second. 30 seconds left. Up the vent. But look at this, Wonderful holding it. Cobra Zero speeds past the angle, and he's got the headshot. Bit's gone. 9-10 watching through main. Alexi B needed to win the fight and does, but 9-10, he's got a shot at this. Alexi B spotting him. 9-10, Molotov to the back of the site. MP9's out, and he burns away! Alexi B's gone, and a maniacal laugh from 9-10 as he gets to that defusal. It's gonna be the Mongols taking map 1.
Absolutely incredible play out of the Mongols. So solid on the T side, nothing crazy, grabbing their kills, simple counter-strike, but effective counter-strike. And on CT side, once again, we just kind of question Na'Vi's offense nowhere to be found. Incredible plays out of Blitz the whole way through. This Mongols defense came to play today, and they've taken Nuke, the first map in this season.
In Nuke, and Na'Vi have to try and bounce back. At least they're heading to a map they're comfortable on, but it's not like the Mongols are slouches here.
Well, there's no comfort for Na'Vi, I think, at this point, too. Like, you have to think of it that way. Yeah, they're sure the map they'd be happy to take it to before the game started today, but I think now you have that sinking feeling that you had after day one, which is this just the level we're going to be playing at this major? That's a very rough first map for Na'Vi, so they've got to bounce back. You're right. At least they come to a map they're going to be comfortable on, but at this point, you cannot have comfort in this game because Na'Vi's not playing well.
And Techno's got the second chance. He's got to. And yep, not comfortable immediately into the pistol. You have to go to plan B. There's a lot of utility available, at least for the last 3 players, but with no trade coming in, it's tough to see how Na'Vi are going to do this.
And Seiko highlighted on the desk before the series began how much success Na'Vi was having in pistols and how beneficial that was for them, and all of a sudden now, not so much.
You know, that smoke going down towards Red Room. But you can see the transition of the Mongols players. You get 2 players into the donut, and they're starting to push out. Mzinho's actually going on a stroll, which means he gets a chance to take Wonderful down as he was changing up his position.
Oh my God.
And it's domination. Na'Vi do not in a single kill. They do not think about a bomb plant. That is the first round for the Mongols, and very likely 2 in a row now, because there's no money for a good force buy here for NAVI.
Yeah, no kills, no plant. You can't really bring anything out at all. So NAVI's going to have to sit back on unarmored Glocks. Good pistol round from the Mongols. That's 3 for 3 in the series thus far. And NAVI still just can't get anything going. And if you're the Mongols, you're thinking, man, let's just bury them right here. Let's get out to that like 4-0 start, that 5-0 start, and just see if they have a response.
Yeah, just pile it on as soon as you can. It's crazy to see the Mongols have this opportunity. We'll see if NAVI can do anything once the guns come out, but they're going to pretty much immediately have to start winning. And Mikaze is going to have to start getting that elbow impact. We talked about that's one of the strengths for NAVI, is one of the best teams in the world at getting those players out middle. You've got Mikaze and Immo, which is such a scary duo, but
I don't know, man. Like,
nothing's being activated right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong, but eye test wise of how the first map played, you know, of how Mongols like to play, like they're the ones who have been most motivated to just get into a straight up brawly fight, you know? Like they want a challenge. They'd be happy, I think, for those mid fights. Let's see how this plays out. We're gonna get a buy round coming in for NAVI right now. Everyone's gonna be picking up the AKs, the Galils, a little bit of utility across the board for NAVI, but we gotta see if they're gonna have something in the early stages here on Ancient before Mongols can jump out to too big of a lead. No ops in play quite yet for either side, as they still build up and secure the economies. MP9 in the hands of Techno.
And Zinho tossing out the instant elbow smoke. Mikaze throwing a molly down to try and prevent any Mongols players from pushing up and fighting the elbow. Grenade's going to come in at a good time. Catches a little bit of Mikaze, but Techno has moved down B lane. Look at this. Look at the speed he's bringing to this. Switches out to the AK as well. He's ready for the challenges. NAVI having a look towards heaven. Techno's got a headshot. Oh my god, Techno! Oh! That's why they call him the 4K, but he's looking for one better. Mikaze in the cutout in middle, but Eugenio's gonna go and get that. That is the Mongols out with a hot start. Techno with 8 kills total. This is looking unbelievably strong for the Mongols.
Yeah, it's hard. You don't have to get hyped up at a 3-0, but the way that pans out, there's a lot of disrespect in that kind of a play out of Techno. Just bum rushing down the B ramp, finding the kill at range, and a beautiful flash from Eugenio. We mentioned not the most tactical team, but a great piece of teamwork right there between Techno and Mizinho to get him a quad kill. And jumping out on top of NAVI early, applying even more pressure to this labored team.
Mikaze charging, trying to chase after with the Tech 9. It's going to be 2 kills. Mikaze going for a third, but Cobrazera putting him in the grave. He's now looking for more as they rush up into the side. 9-10 into the open. Low HP on Wonderful, finished off with spam. And even the chaos isn't enough. Blitz getting tracked here by Imma. He's going to reveal his position, have a better weapon on the ground here, Imma. But there's still plenty of time for 9-10 and Cobrazera to position themselves to deal with it.
9-10's just pushing forward as if he's going to go look for a fight. He's in a 2-on-1 and he just doesn't care about his teammate. He's like, I'm going to go see if I can find this. At least he's got the information. He's pushed all the way deep, so he's telling Cobra he's not coming to the double doors. So Cobra's going to keep an eye on that smoke. Ima's actually taken the very, very long scenic route all the way wrapping around past CT spawn. So let's see, the internal clock of these NAVI players. Do they consider this option? And yeah, they do.
They're just going to jiggle, pick up the info.
Oh, you're so sad if you're Ima.
You know, oh, no spotted me now.
Oh, well, he missed the smoke.
Yeah, not the flash though. He's landed that pretty well. No, Imma's gonna move up, 9-10. Hugging that cue ball, couldn't get the kill. No way Imma can win this. 30 seconds, Cobrazera, 52 health. Imma all of a sudden has a shot at this. Wraps around the cube again, trying to stay composed in this 1v1, but at time, that's the limiting factor. That's the thing that's gonna put the pressure here on Imma to make the move, and Cobrazera knows that. He can just sit back, wait for him to cross into the open, and Cobrazera will cross him out. A 4-0 start for the Mongols, but that one's pretty close in the end.
Yeah, lucky to get away with that one as Mongols. I mean, normally when you see a Tech 9 on Mikaze bum rush like that and get those 2 kills, one in Cave, one in Jaguar, you feel like that's a huge way for this round to just end for the Mongols, as if Navi already won it. Good recovery inside the A-bomb site, and a perfect clutch at the end. However, costly. Mongols has got to spend a lot of cash to rebuy into the round. But they're all good. An early timeout from Blade. Now on Nuke, we saw him take one of these when Navi needed a round, and he called them an upper rush that got them around in a much needed moment. Can he do it here on Ancient to get them started? Has there been enough happening across the map for Blade to be able to work this one? Cobra with his double kill, but 9-10 comes in to save the day. It's Cobra who's got a clutch at the end of it all. And we go into round 5. AK-47's a full buy for NAVI as they try again.
IEM charging out middle. His feet on fire. Blitz swings out. They're blind. They're completely blind. Techno's taking the kill. Another one from Mzinho. And Mongols have won the early fights in mid. Techno's going to get back behind that smoke as well. Not going to be punished. Great headshot from Pit. That opens up the B site. It's going to put pressure on Cobra. Zero stopping Alexi B, so no one can join up with Pit. No one can help him. He's on his own. The task is his to carry. He'll move into the open. Good headshot. Nearly the follow-up on Mzinho. But wonderful. He's got the bomb, and he's got a chance. He moves into the A site.
Yeah, they know everything that's happening, though. Running over. Mzinho's going to be close by. Cobra's going to start coming in towards Donut right now. Mzinho on the edge. Molotov's going to go past him. Spotted and taken down.
Oh, wonderful. Into a clutch. He knows where his next player is. He knows where the next challenge is coming from. But Cobra throws the util down. He's got another Molotov here to play with. He's running forward. Wonderful just holds the line. Holds the line, but can't do much against Cobra. He strikes right to the head of Wonderful. 5 in a row for the Mongols.
There is not an ounce of doubt in any of these Mongols players. They are swinging into every fight with no fear, no concern. And we heard Blade having that conversation of, guys, don't be afraid to lose. Well, Mongols is showing them how to do it. Because they don't care if they lose the fights. They're just going to take them when they present themselves.
Yeah, Mongols are doing exactly what Blade is pleading NAVI to do right now. This is insane. You talked about burying them. I mean, they're piling on the pressure at this point. 5-0 up. NAVI already in just, it's disaster mode in the series. The panic button had to be hit last map, but it's still blaring right now. This is unbelievable.
NAVI had to use so much utility, so many flashbangs in middle just to gain this control. Mongols had way too much of an advantage on this CT side when Techno was getting aggressive, pushing towards the jump up, pushing B ramp, and Mongols was controlling mid. That's the whole map. So finally, NAVI have it under their control with all 5 players alive. They've just had to spend a hell of a lot of utility to get it, which leaves it light for the finishing move.
9-10. Waits, looking towards Donut. Makaze about to walk into the scope. He hits it, like shot coming up.
What the?
Bricks, but then 9-10 stays committed in the open, gives an easy kill to Wonderful. Mzinho trying to block them with smoke. He's burning 4 HP, finished off by IEM. Much better here from NAVI.
Yeah, this is where that kind of individual, like, take those fights as they come philosophy starts to kind of bite you in the ass and backstab you a little bit. They're getting the other end of the stick right now. Techno, 9-10 making that jump to the right after the missed shot. Mzinho getting stuck out into the open, trying to force the issue. And Mongols have to back off. First round finally for NAVI. And it comes off the back of a rare moment in this half in these first 6 rounds of play where Mongols didn't really contend for mid a whole lot. Not too much presence, not too much counter nades. I think they're going to go right back to that kind of idea. Don't want to let NAVI, this tactical team, have control of the middle of the map. It's going to be very hard to come out on top. Five to 1. And this second map of this series, NAVI trying to equalize to bring us to that third decider. That would be Mirage. We're a long way away still. But evidence that NAVI's going to fight back. And a timeout from the Mongols, their first. Mara on the mic having a chat, and the Mongols throughout different stretches of this year had to play at a couple different events traveling around the world without Mara behind them, without the coach. Timeouts were few and far between as they just tried to work it as the 5 players. Struggled through that stretch, labored, it didn't look good, lost a lot of confidence in the Mongols, but now that he's back, the impact he can have is incredible. He's got them playing very, very well.
Obviously, wanted to make sure that you tighten things up before NAVI can get a chance to get into this first half. Blade looking to make the most out of this timeout and set NAVI off to a good round 7. You've got the AWP here for Wonderful.
We're back to that mid control from the CT side.
Yeah, Blitz gonna miss the jump. Drops into the flames. Zinho sprays away. Blitz has got the second. The mid-fights go the way of the Mongols.
As if that's how you get an opening kill, though, from Zinho. Completely blinded, caught in a spray, and just transfers blind into a kill.
And now look at this. Cobra Zera's pushing a main.
Oh, Bit has the read, though. Bit's looking for it. How far do you want to go? Do you want to press the envelope now, or do you want to give it a little bit of a beat?
Oh, timing. Oh, he looks the right way. Oh, they just can't lose a fight. Cobra Zera 6-0 start individually. And that looked like Bit was going to catch a good timing, but Cobra Zera even comes back to it. And this is your round. You had a timeout. You had time to talk about this. And this is what's happened to you.
Yeah, well, the only saving grace for Navi at the moment is the last round victory was so clean with 5 players alive that you have enough money built up to sustain this loss. Plenty of cash to buy back up again, but I mean, Alexi and Wonderful with over a minute on the clock were already thinking about saving.
Especially because they just got spotted from elbow. Like Cobra just jiggled out, spots out Alexi, doesn't take the challenge, just gives his teammates the information. Okay, they're outside B right now.
All right, Wonderful went back and cleared T-spawn to make sure Cobra was going to continue pushing. There wasn't a flank coming, so they will try and actually come for this round and fight for it.
Yeah, but because of all the info, they've now got 3 players over here at B. And 9-10's got the fallback, so it's going to be a devastating finish here. Alexi B coming up, Techno's ready to pop out from the cubby. There's the 1 kill, and now Wonderful. A clutch required, but 20 seconds, bomb down. He's getting pushed in as well by 9-10, so no relief. It's another round win. Mongols drop the ball with just a single round. They call a timeout, and they're back to winning ways.
Well, Cobra's having a great game, and one of the things we always talked about this Mongolian roster over the years during their rise and during their kind of a step into the scene has been, you know, how do you keep finding players? When they've had to make roster changes, Mara's just keeping able to go back into Mongolia, find a player out of nowhere and train him up to be a solid performer on the professional level, and it's happened one more time. We thought they were done after Senzu left.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm not surprised. I had the luxury of going out to Mongolia and seeing the culture being adopted at Counter-Strike. It's insane how many young players there are. And we've got Makaze who's going to die. Zinho dropping this early pressure. I mean, again, the mid-fight that we were talking about, or I was talking about as a strength for Navi, is working out in favor of Mongols every time.
Historically, it has been a strength, and it has been the engine for this Navi team. That mid-control is critical for them, and with guys like Makaze and guys like Ima experience at taking that from the T side of Ancient, they normally don't have this kind of a problem. But what are you supposed to do? We saw Zinho get the blind kill in the last round. Now Makaze goes down through smoke, making no noise. Everything that can go wrong will go wrong for Navi. They're down yet another player.
And we've seen them drop the ball in 5v4s when they have the advantages. Now they're having to try and recover 3v5s. Just doesn't seem possible. No confidence in them right now. I'm sure Navi's confidence has just plummeted. I mean, considering the fact that we were talking about them.
I think Navi's confidence plummeted on day 1 after the Spirit game. I think that was a sign, like, the win in Atlanta had to make them feel like, okay, we figured it out. We've got the individuals now. Everyone's feeling good. Yeah, we got the Vitality win out of the way. We got a trophy lift out of the way. And then you show up to the Major completely flat. And I think you start getting more focused as a player on, oh, we're back to this. We're back to this team creeping into play.
At the worst time as well, at the biggest tournament. Navi are crumbling. Bit trying to get out of cave right now. He's going to send the Molotov over towards Blitz. Trying to tap him. Finishes him off. Blitz dead. 10 seconds on the clock. He can't do anything. You're just falling away. And yeah, some nice shots, but it doesn't lead to anything. It's the 7th for the Mongols.
Yeah, they're going to... Ooh, there's a swing from Cobra. He wants to challenge a little bit more. Not going to press the issue. Not going to step into the double doors. Round 9. It's a 6-round lead for the Mongols, and they still don't even look like they've broken a sweat. They were laughing, giggling on the first map of this series as they ran over Navi on Nuke, but now here on Ancient, it's much the same.
Yeah, really running over them. I've loved how the CT side has been played. You know, we have Techno, who's just running through B lane, catching Navi as they try and come up middle. You've had the A main push coming in from Cobra once the mid-fight falls in favor of the Mongols. It's just this constant, unrelenting pressure being thrown at them by Mongols.
Well, Blade has 2 options during this timeout. Navi have 2 options during this timeout. You either have to kind of double down and continue trying to put bodies towards middle to try and take that over and wrestle it out of the Mongols' favor, or you have to attack elsewhere on the map and have some success so you can alleviate that presence. If you can hit the A bomb site, the B bomb site with some pace on a really quick timing, then all of a sudden Mongols can't stack middle with 3 players at the start of the round. Then they have to start being conscious of the extremities, and then maybe you can go back towards mid, but there's not a whole lot of rounds left in this half. Only 4 remain to be played.
Kaze flashed and held back towards the elbow.
It's that more passive defense, though, out of Mongols. This is the defense that NAVI got their first win against when they had the space in mid to work with. At the moment, Blitz, hiding in red room along the wall, is the biggest danger point.
Techno not making any secret about his pushed up position here in Jaguar.
So this was the call during the timeout, is a very similar tactic to what they've been running, just changing the timing of it, changing the pacing of it. So they take mid a little bit late, wait for the utility to fade away, not having to take fights while nades and Molotovs are burning across middle.
Wonderful's waiting for some Mongols aggression. It's going to pay off. That patience finally giving NAVI an advantage to work with. A 5v4 to try and convert in their favor. Under a minute left on the clock. We're at the 50-second mark.
And they're in the bottom 3 teams in terms of 5v4 win percentage as well. They've been absolutely atrocious in these scenarios, but it has to be perfect now. You haven't had many of these opportunities, and the Mongols' defense is staying put, cement feet, 3 defenders at the B bomb site, nobody budging. Mazinho alone on an island.
Yeah, McCausey can't walk through that smoke. Comes in at a great timing for Mazinho. Bomb now picked up for Wonderful. 25 seconds. NAVI going to go for a finishing move. As they're rotating away from B. They're leaving the B bomb site. NAVI are coming into the B site now. This is perfect. McCarthy's hearing this. He's telling them, guys, they're rotating away from that B bomb site. Now they're coming back. They're trying to get there in time, but Alexi B with a kill. McCarthy activates the flank. Dead at the hand of Techno, but the bomb plant is through, and Wonderful stops Techno. So the Mongols leave at the perfect time for NAVI to move in.
They leave at the perfect time, and then because they're so out of position, they make a follow-up mistake, which is far, far worse, is they come back in the 5v5 and try and recover the 5-on-4 and try and recover the situation. They try and come back to prevent NAVI from taking over that bomb site when they're already way out of position, and look at the money. You've lost all the weapons. 910 has 600.
That could be the way in.
Yeah, this is actually, the door opens right back up for NAVI. If they can continue this play and build upon this round win, all of a sudden you could find yourself right back into this map. Mongols felt like with 20 seconds on the clock, with no noise on the map, that NAVI surely was hiding in donut behind Mazinho's smoke. They thought as soon as that faded, the attack would come into the A bomb site. They were dead wrong, and they make a huge, glaring error because of it.
Gonna try and respond. And the buy isn't great, but it's not terrible. You still got the AWP for 910, thankfully saved by Mazinho, who goes to an MP9. He's going to have a bit of utility. He's also the only player with a kit, so make sure you keep eyes on that. Blitz just charging down mid, looking to get confidently into these fights, but Mazinho's dead first. You need Techno. Hearing those steps, they slipped on by. Oh, Techno. What is he going to do here? Wonderful! Just spots him. It was starting to become a real chance there for Techno to unleash hell upon the NAVI players. But Cobra from Mass rings out. Alexi B dead. 910 gets across over to the temple, trying to move forward. There's the chance. Wonderful's not looking. 910 able to draw the numbers back to even odds.
Defensive utility was so disgusting. The smoke in front of Donut, but the Molotov to prevent scaling, and NAVI don't have access to the bomb site.
The bomb is in the temple. The bomb is pushed up into the temple. Blitz could take him down. McCarthy in the corner, though, wins the fight. Blitz didn't check him. Taking clear a common position. Imma laid out mid, recovers this.
This is more like it for NAVI. Things didn't go exactly perfectly. Pump the brakes. Wait for the mistakes. You know the pressure's on the Mongols to make a move, to start trying to find ways to secure the bomb site and prepare for the retake. And this time it's perfect for NAVI, so they can settle into the map now. They've taken all the money away. They do get the reward of forcing the mistake out of Mongols in the last round. Economy and funding is gone for this defense. It's 5 unarmored USPs in round 11.
Well, Alexi obviously going to handle that, but man, the door just swings wide open for NAVI in the half again. But you still have to try and take every remaining round here. 5 rounds on T side. Really got something to work with if you're NAVI. Cobra and 910 also feasted on by Alexi. And these eco kills fall in their favor swiftly.
But
coming through too.
I guarantee you there's no more laughter and smiles on the faces of Mongols players now. They have really let NAVI get back into this game. They had them beat, they had their foot on their throats, and they've let them stand up and fight right back. 3 in a row for NAVI. A lovely recovery. And last round of the first half. We're going to get, I think, Mongols. I think we're going right back to that aggressive mid-push from the defense from the CT side. NAVI has started backing off of it in the early stages, 20, 30 seconds, not messing with middle a whole lot. Mizinho 9-10 and Blitz. Techno and Cobra towards the A bomb site. B bomb site is wide open.
There's the mid-fight, this time falling in favor of NAVI. Aggressive A-play, not working out. You've got Techno, and now they know, but they're going to push him from 2 sides. The pressure's on. We're going to sandwich him, but Techno does well to get 1 extra. That's given his team a chance.
Kind of a cool idea. Aggressive in middle, aggressive in A. You might be able to find a really fast push, especially if you get some kills in one part of the map. But NAVI have just done a much better job in these last 3 rounds of controlling the mid defense, of the aggression. And now they've got a man advantage, 1 minute and 15 seconds on the clock. And look how far back NAVI is. They want to punish some information plays from the Mongolian players.
(9-10) lies in wait. Mizinho now joining him. The Mongols have got their positions. They're ready to try and shut them down, and it's 9-10. 2 headshots. Wonderful alone. Fire goes forward. AK picked up. Well, the flames spread. 9-10 even has a smoke to deploy, but it's not going to spread to him. Has to use another one. This time the smoke will be deployed. 30 seconds left. Mizinho stops him, and the Mongols grab an extra round on the way out the door. It's an 8-4 lead as they're looking to take the win versus NAVI.
Well, NAVI staring down the barrel of going 1-2 in the Stage 3 Swiss system in their next match. This is brutal. Mongols came to play today. They have been the better team start to finish since they entered the server. 8-4 lead for the Mongols as they switch side. It's off the back of Techno. 15-8 to lead the way for the Mongolian team. And they got a real chance, just 5 rounds away from winning the series and putting NAVI into the uncomfortable position of being on the verge of elimination.
I look at all those notes, all those lines of words on Alexi B's pages, and
too many words.
None of them are saving them right now.
No, not a single one.
Bledge is pleading with them to actually play the game, get into the game.
They need Jabich behind them.
Yeah, they really do.
And probably Donk.
And yeah,
they could use a Donk.
They could. Everyone could use one of those. Well, we've got TheMongolz who are absolutely loving it right now. They've got a Techno 4K. 15-8. Great game from him.
This is a fake.
And that bomb is going to move into middle. And the Mongol is going to be coming at him up. Now, we talk about his pistols. We know he is good in these moments, but it's just a single kill this time. Going to be cleared out by Techno, and that's the Mongols now moving in.
Yeah, more than one in that position is really difficult to pull off. Makaze's got to be patient and wait for his teammates to arrive for that smoke to clear. You're going to need more than one body coming out of Temple. Blitz still over in middle. He's going for a late backstab, but timing is everything.
Yeah, flash over. Mzinho going away to the big box. Makaze stepping out into the fight. Removed by Mzinho. Good shot from Bit. Jewel Berettas now step into the fight. Can Wonderful get anything? Mzinho just trying to play his life, stay alive, but it's hard when you're getting pushed from multiple angles. He's gone. Defuse going to be started. Stuck, and Techno dead. What a recovery from NAVI.
A great recovery. 3 bodies going down over in Donut. He even grabbed the first one on the exec, but the 2 players from Donut can get nothing done. So life in NAVI, and perhaps the first smiles we've seen out of them.
Yeah.
That looked like that win meant a lot to them. A little bit of confidence infused into the NAVI side.
That was a great round to flip back. It looked so good for the Mongols initially, right? You get heavy numbers going. That's the only A defender. You clear out Imma pretty quickly.
This shot from Bit is wild. He's like throwing caution to the wind. He's hustling over pressure situation and just drills Blitz.
Yeah, I think the smile from Wonderful has just got to be the fact those 2 kills coming in that fashion. He's going to be very happy with himself. Although the Mongols are going to buy. They're going to have Tech 9, MP7, Deagle, and a lot of utility. That's the scary part. An execution available here to the Mongols.
Lurk smoke to make NAVI feel a little bit nervous, breaking it to see what's on the other side. 2 more pieces of utility towards the B bomb site, dumping everything they've got. The hit's gonna come in through cave.
Yeah, Alexi holding, gets cleared. Oh, the Mongols come marching through. They've taken 2 on the Tech 9s. And NAVI, disaster could strike right away, but they deny the ball plant for the time being. Blitz is going to jump over those bullets and put it down regardless.
I can't believe he tried to plant it in the open. That's insanity, even with the smokes down. Techno's in trouble, smoke fade, and now we pounce. The retake is on.
Yeah, Makaze coming in. It's Techno dead. Needs another, but can't get it. Cobra, MP9 rings into the feed. We've got Wonderful having to backtrack. They've got no utility. They've got no kits. And NAVI have got no chance at winning this round. It's a great response from the Mongols, losing their pistol, but coming out swinging in the second round.
Yeah, you can't have that happen. 2 players go down with any kind of fight back. One inside the bomb site gets dropped. Alexi inside cave gets taken down as well. Those guys not playing together. And what a decisive strike at the B bomb site. A utility dump into the Tech 9s. NAVI had no chance. And all that excitement, all that hope that had to have built up after the pistol round retake just dissipates, disappears.
This is the dive in with the Tech 9s, and 2 entries just unravel the defenses.
I feel like NAVI just on different pages right now, like between 2 minds of whether they want to play in front of the exec or not. Only 1 player over in cave, not a second defender there with them to help out, to support. Getting absolutely ran over.
Nade towards Bit is good. Down 64. Flash goes in, even better. AK to 2. Cobra loving Techno's flashbangs. He's trying to catch up with Techno as well. Cobra sitting at 11 kills. Taking that weapon away, making sure that NAVI can't get their hands back on it. You know, obviously the conversation around the Mongols is 1 year ago in a major final in Austin, but the surprise, the shock move a couple of months later of Senzu getting taken out of the team.
And the further shock of bringing in Cobra and looking like they haven't really missed too much of a step. Cobra's been able to come in here and have impact. Only a second major, his first one. Budapest with the Huns.
Yeah, he wasn't even playing for the Mongols then. He had controllers. He was playing with the Mongols at the last major. He was also pretty solid, so.
Yeah, exactly. They've been able to just kind of, they've been able to plug and play tons of players out of Mongolia. Well, they're going to hit double digits as well as NAVI back away from this. M4 on Makaze that he wants to bring forward. MP9 on Wonderful and 5-7 for Alexi, but just no standing in this round to try and actually win it.
Double figures for the Mongols, and I just don't see it in NAVI at this tournament to have the ability just to turn on, right, and just switch on a blue wall of defense. It just doesn't feel like that's going to be happening on this CT side.
No, it doesn't feel like it in this game, and certainly in this series at the moment. And then we'll have to see if maybe just being in the backs against the wall situation when you're on the verge of elimination, that gets everyone to snap into place. But they're having troubles here in Cologne at this event that they didn't have in Atlanta of getting the individuals activated.
The worst part is for NAVI, this is one of the most stacked 1-1 brackets we've ever seen, right? You've got like NAVI Mongols, Aurora G2, Falcons, Monty, Vitality, Mouse. Like, these are great teams in the 1-1. You're very well going to have a difficult opponent going into that elimination game.
Oh yeah, you absolutely will. It's not going to be easy. But it's the situation they're in due to the lackluster play that they've had.
Well, Wonderful waiting, MP9 in hand. The steps of the Mongols being heard as they fire themselves forward into the MP9. It's a second headshot coming through for Wonderful, but no second kill. Cobra and Mzinho swiftly removing these NAVI defenders, and the only hope is Makaze, and that rifle gets taken out after one. As soon as they detect him, they spam him down through the smokes. Boots got out with a kill, so all of a sudden the 5-7 doing some work. But Mzinho manages the chaos down to 3 HP. He's up to 12 kills now as well. You've just got so many players having a good day today for the Mongols.
Yeah, that kind of chaotic situation with all those smokes down, that's where Mongols thrive. And you can see, I mean, look, when they come out, the first kill goes the way of Wonderful, but everyone's swinging after that. Everyone continues swinging after that. There's not a single player slowing down or considering another option. Third and final timeout used by Blade. 2 rounds away from losing this series. It's a 6-round lead for the Mongols, and this has got to be a god-tier switch up in the defense. And it can't be just one tactic, right? You can't just call one round for your team. This has to be a philosophical change of how they're handling the different situations that Mongols are bringing. You have the AWP on Wonderful at least. MP9 for Alexi, M4s otherwise. But perhaps the last strong buy that NAVI could have in this half.
Nice.
There's 9-10, boosted on the box. Can have a peer up into the B site. No one from NAVI get a challenge. Got Alexi who's pushed up into Jag, and Wonderful is drifting back over to support bit.
That T-side lurk smoke at the B-bomb site, it puts so much pressure on defenses. We've seen it utilized a couple of times here in stage 3 to good effect.
Yeah, the Mongols aren't committed to anything just yet. The bomb is still sitting outside of elbow. Oh, Cobra Zera pushed up towards the top of the ramp. A dangerous reposition there for Wonderful into the open.
Yeah, I wonder if he noticed that it was an AWP. Could call that out, that piece of the puzzle is actually moved in. Molotov in so they can actually harass this defense. Alexi's got to back away. Off angle removed as well, so Techno slides in with safety.
Yeah, nice and methodical here from the Mongols.
This is a crazy move.
Here's Mzinho up towards red. Pressure's going to be on Makaze. And Mzinho gets the shot. So does Wonderful. So at least a trade coming through, but 40 seconds left. What did the Mongols do here? Cobra, tough fight against Alexi.
Didn't look like he was considering clearing it.
MP9 at the ready. It's going to be so rapid to kill. That damage is going to be unleashed.
Mzinho's going to lead with low health.
Mzinho, low HP, finished off. Does Alexi get traded? Can Cobra get this kill? Alexi's ready for the second fight. Alexi's got it. AK out now. He'll move into the corner.
just on top of the box. We've got 2 players left here for the Mongols, but only 15 seconds. You need this kill on Alexi, and he will be taken down by Blitz. The round is still on. The smoke's going to go out. That's the cross smoke up. You've got the cover to try and push out. 9-10 coming up. Blitz needed the kill. He doesn't get it. Now time is gone, and 9-10 retreats. Can't win the round. Goes to save the AWP, and NAVI don't have a whole lot of interest in chasing him down, apparently. So he's just going to be able to hold it, and that's a 6th round for NAVI.
Yeah, not yet. They need to establish some money first. You don't want to get into a situation where you lose something, can't rebuy an op, can't rebuy kits or utility, so preserving the money. Cobra can't get the trade kill. Alexi's the aggressor, and the MP9 just rattling off way too many bullets, way too fast. 11-6, round 18 is live. Plenty of money and a strong investment from the Mongols. That was the most chill, conservative round we'd seen out of them yet.
It's the mid-fight. Makaze ripping open Blitz. Good start here from NAVI, but the response is coming in from Mongols, and it's coming quick. Cobra Zara up into the site. Bomb spotted, bomb loose. Lexi B caught with utility. Not ready for the pace, not ready for the space taken by the Mongols, who have moved in. And yes, they are a player down, but they've got good control of the site with that plant coming in. Techno going to try and tip those odds back into their favor. He steps forward. He singes in the flames. They've got the information required. The shot connects for 9-10, but it's not to lethality. So the pressure's on Techno. He needs both! And he's got both! Now he looks back for the next fight, but it has to be an ace clutch. It has to be everything from Techno. He's been a beast on this map, and now it's the clock! Low HP, and Techno so close! Makaze just about preventing Techno from the hero play.
That's unreal. Almost saves the day. A big-time clutch from Makaze. Starting to see him have some influence on this map. Triple kill in the round. Absolutely perfect. And Mongols started to descend into some trickery here. Bursting through the smoke at the B bomb site. Almost the winning blow.
Dude, what is this game from Techno as well? Like, he's just playing incredible Counter-Strike. So close, that clock comes out. You look at the HP of Makaze, just about missing out.
Yeah, the reposition is nasty. The reposition from that double kill is so good. Wonderful doesn't expect it.
Just about surviving now, NAVI. Hanging in there. Gotta take this chance now. That's their lifeline.
Yeah, money's on the edge, though. That's a very costly round win. 2 AKs and upgraded pistols for the Mongols here. Any more kills, any more pressure on that pain point of the economy for NAVI is going to be a huge issue down the stretch.
Makaze up towards heaven. Cobra checking it out. I want that AK to do some work. And it's denied by Alexi. Good move forward here. Second AK spotted.
That's the bomb spotted as well. It's the Mongols getting a taste of their own medicine. Now they're the ones having to play this T-side without any kind of mid-presence or mid-control.
Stepping into the open, Mzinho down low. Alexi's doing a great job in this round. Just controlling them, containing them. Now looking for that boost. He was close to it.
They want to swap out the AK for the Tech 9 on Techno. Mzinho only has a 9 HP. There we go. 4 versus 5. No openings yet for the Mongols. No good read of the situation. No good standing or map control. And next fight is going to be a vertical stack over in Cave. Alexi and Bit.
Turn into the fight. Bit. Oh, both come in real fast. It's a good work out of Alexi and Bit in this round. This one's going to stall out for Mongols. Mzinho wants to die here before the time, and he will. Getting 1 extra kill on the way out the door as well. But money's not good here for the Mongols, so it's going to be another eco coming up. A 9th round should be right around the corner here for NAVI.
No, but credit to Blade. I feel like something really changed out of that timeout that he took. Now we're starting to see, I mean, Bit with that double kill, really quick headshots. NAVI players starting to look a little bit more sharp. NAVI players willing to step up and be disruptive and take some battles. It's got a new attitude right now on the NAVI side out of that timeout, so well done starting to turn things around. They're still 3 rounds back. 11-8 in the favor of Mongols, and right back to the A bomb site we go in round 20. 2 flashes, no armor, just pistols. It should be an easy round for NAVI to mop up. Wonderful as a point man on defense with the AWP.
Shadow spotted. Okay, that's the kind of shot that can open things up. The ace site now under pressure. Mongols moving in, but they haven't got the utility to block out CT, so that does allow him a that kill quickly on Mzinho. And Techno just waits behind the big box, and yeah, you just need this AWP. That's the only thing that can do anything in the round here. Blitz to step forward. You think for a second there's a chance for a collateral. But it doesn't happen. They don't get that lucky, and that'll be NAVI coming back in.
Yeah, really good recovery after a blistering shot onto Wonderful. That's actually a crazy shot to hit with the Deagle onto the AWP. But lose too many players before NAVI begin the retake. 11-9 as the Mongols and Mara take their second time out, talking things over. 4 rounds in a row for NAVI. Defense has come online at the moment they absolutely needed it to. Coming back into this game on Ancient. And what's the switch up going to be from the Mongols? I feel like it's been a while since we've seen mid tested with any kind of degree of aggression or severity to it. Here's the shot from the Deagle, lovely from 9-10. 4th player in, and the opportunity just opens up at the last second.
Out they go, NAVI pulling the comeback. Can Mongols put an end to it now? Out mid they go. Cobra immediately stop back turn, trying to dodge the flashes. We're still completely blind. The NAVI have dominated the mid control. An important fight picked up here by Techno. Alexi B, who was getting some success with that maneuver earlier, this time gonna give that advantage right back.
Applying some pressure with utility towards the B bomb site, but still far away from committing. It has pulled the defense over. Wonderful steps in front of the smoke. Ema and Bit are here as well, and the Mongols go quiet. 4 players grouped up. With 3 players here, NAVI might get pulled into an aggressive play, an information play. Push down ramp, see what you can find, start shrinking the map.
The boost is up, Wonderful's looking for it. Oh, where did that shot go? It just went into the void. Bit at least responding. The Mongols still stand a chance at overwhelming this B-bomb site defense. Good spam damage onto Bit. 47 HP left. Bit under pressure, completely blind. Oh, he gets his vision back, but not in time. Mzinho's got the kill. Emma has to stand up, has to deliver here for NAVI. If they want to try and continue this comeback. But that bomb is going to come through, so it comes down to Mikaze on the flank through the ramp.
They can't sit here. They cannot sit here, Techno and Blitz. They have to do something.
They're not checking. They're not looking towards the ramp. Blitz is going to backtrack right into Mikaze. There's the secret surprise. It's now Techno left alone. Pinned in the cubby. Pinned in the corner. Ready for the fight, but Mikaze's got both on that flank. Wraps it up with 3. And a 10th round now for NAVI. They are storming back into the game.
Getting 5-on-4s with those mid plays. Very fast, very aggressive. Cobra goes down without any kind of a fight. That's how it's been happening. Mongols haven't made the same adaptation that NAVI did in the first half, which is back off of mid early on. Let them spend the utility and push up, and then you can retake it later. It's happening really, really fast in these rounds. And now the pressure is on. Now NAVI have regained control because Mara's got to burn their 3rd timeout. Back-to-back rounds, he pauses the action. Because now it's time to panic if you're Mongols. 5 rounds in a row for this NAVI defense. You no longer can break in. All your success came with economic advantage. And now that NAVI have money and weapons and utility, you're finding no opportunities, no openings. And the nerves set in. AK-47's a strong buy for the Mongols. They get another chance at it, but much like on Nuke, it's a very simple T-side that they've kind of done effectively in the past, but NAVI's starting to work them now.
There's the push down from Mikaze. Yep, finding more success, more confidence in mid. Cobra Zera shut down again. Really has slowed down, but Blitz is trying to recover it. He's got both. He's traded out with both of those players in middle. Wonderful at the exact same time, getting a pick onto Techno. So you're 2 danger men out of play, Techno and Cobra.
I don't mind the risk, right, during all the chaos. 9-10, gotta be sharp, but Alexi's ready.
And all these individual plays coming back to bite Mongols now. That's where they were finding their success, but living and dying by the individual plays. Alexi B holding as Mzinho walks in solo. And now it's Blitz, 1v3. This is for the ace clutch to try and grab series point.
He doesn't need to plant right now. Shouldn't even be thinking about it. Gonna move right past Alexi, knows he's over in cave. You have a chance to backstab, but this is a long route to walk. That's gonna be tough for Blitz. Gonna have to use the cover of this box perfectly. There could be something here.
There could be. Grandmaster trying to piece this one together, figure out his next move. He's going to check out red and down into middle. No one spotted. Again, it's quiet. 35 seconds left.
You can make the assumption that someone's going to be donut, right? This is like one of the most popular positions for the CT side to play when things calm down. Good to gather information as well.
If he goes temple, though, is Wonderful.
Yeah, Wonderful's going to spot him.
This is going to be the play that costs Blitz. He's going to walk out of the temple. Wonderful with a scope. Can't afford to miss. Can't afford to miss. And he won't. If Blitz takes the CT path, then he can get into the site there, puts more pressure on Wonderful, but he just chooses the wrong angle. And that's 11-11. NAVI have come back all the way and have tied things up.
I think we're starting to see frustration, too, out of the Mongol side. Blitz just snap out an AK-47 in this round. It's going to be a hero AK. Everyone else grabbing Tech 9s. Mid plays haven't worked for Mongols right off the rip. Techno trying to get a fast lurk in during all the chaos over in middle, hoping that Wonderful took his gaze away, but that's not the case either. 6 in a row now for NAVI.
Well, they have to go to the A play because their mid plan again was broken. They didn't make it out of the elbow. So they're going to be going heavy here, Mongols. Quick call towards the A site.
Going to be a really hard retake, though. Wonderful is playing far, far back, so he doesn't want to go down at all.
Yeah, spray's going in. All the bullets, no kills. A lot of damage. Alexi B finally getting something. There's no CT smoke. Finally once arrives. Grenade going to be chasing after him, Zinho. And it will attack him, but he's down to 7 HP. He still stands. He still fights. As NAVI look to organize themselves for this retake.
And only one rifle for the Mongol side. No more utility to block things out. Just one single flashbang.
Techno waits down in the site. Flash ready to go towards CT. Can Techno get anything on the Tech 9? Good clear from Wonderful. It's got to be Blitz. Out for the big box. Big shot. Second kill. Looking for it towards CT. Can't get it. NAVI are here for the retake as Cobra tries a desperate spin, but it's the time to get to it. But it's the time for this defuse all the way. And no!
Oh my God!
It's so close. The final millisecond, and NAVI grab map points.
Oh, felt like it just hung there for an extra beat.
That was the longest 5 seconds of my life watching that one, wondering if that is going to be NAVI or Mongols taking 12.
And you'll be red in the face if that bomb goes off. Ema didn't have a kit. He was the first one to the bomb and had to leave it for the other defuse. That's so close, so damn close. Just not the resources to hold off this retake.
That is as close as you can get it. NAVI staying in it. Mongols trying to get overtime. Ima looking down to the bottom of the ramp. It's going to be Cobra finally getting an opening kill here for the Mongols. Is that going to be the difference? Cobra looking to be the difference, but Bitch shuts him down, stops him in his tracks. But the aggressive player Makaze caught by 910. And all of a sudden, a 4v3 for Mongols, once again favored to force this into overtime.
Yeah, this is brawly. Everyone's looking to make a play at the moment. With that kill on Makaze, things settle down. And both teams take a deep breath. What a risk for NAVI, though. You've left Bit all alone. All alone with red HP. 22 health.
He's just jumping over those bullets as well. Not wanting to get spammed down through the boards. This is a massive risk and a massive piece of pressure here for Bit. He's trying to puff up his chest and fire those bullets towards the smoke, but you do not want to be caught if you're Bit, so they switch weapons. Bit's going to AWP.
That's the best play for him with this kind of HP.
But the timing, look at this. The steps towards cave. Bit hears them. They made the sound cue. Is that going to cost him?
He doesn't want to get taken down. They're already at a man disadvantage. He knows he needs to play for his teammates to arrive. Pick one, survive, and then maybe your teammates can come in.
Good smokes here from Mongols.
Navi's had some really good retakes in this half, so they got to put faith in it, and they've got Alexi building up on the flank and T-spawn right now.
Alexi is a late piece to this puzzle. They're trying to get up. That bomb is being planted. The grenade goes forward. Look at the damage done to Bit, but he still gets a shot off with the AWP. There's the kill from 910. Wonderful steps into the open. Alexi B's flank now activated. NAVI 2v2 trying to stay alive, trying to get this one over the line and take this map away. Blitz and Mazinho fighting deep for overtime. And Alexi B pauses. They've got no utility, and now they know exactly where Alexi is. The Mongols do not give up. They do not give in. And now they are looking for overtime, and it feels like it's impossible now for Alexi.
taps the defuse, gets the headshot, back again to the defusal, but the time is against him, and the Mongols bring this into overtime.
7 in a row for NAVI and stopped at the final hurdle, and now it's just relief. Now it's just all that pressure disappearing out of the Mongols, all that stress and that run back, that comeback from NAVI. And they finally grab one away. It's Cobra with this one tap. 9-10 with an op shot onto Makaze, gives him the advantage in the round and a late play towards the B-bomb site. But still you have issues if you're the Mongols. Still you haven't been able to establish control in middle. Still you haven't been able to pounce anything off of that.
Oh, this time, Blitz breaking through middle. Techno over the top of Heaven. It's Imma caught. And this was something that was going so well in regulation for NAVI on the CT side, was the mid control. Felt like they were just dominating. Anytime Cobra tried to get out mid, anytime anything from Blitz was tried to be activated, NAVI grabbing the advantages, but this time falling quickly in favor of Mongols.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see Mazinho making a play this early, though, with the pause across the map. A 5-on-3, you're looking for the response. At the moment, Mongols just have to be very cautious not to lose anyone. Don't give back this advantage that you've gained. Mazinho gains a ton of room up towards Red Room, so when the execute comes at the B-bomb site, Bit will get pulled in that direction. Mazinho will make his move in tandem.
Alexi holding. Here comes Techno. Ooh, utility right towards Alexi. That's going to pull him away from that cave angle. He has to drop in behind the smoke. You can see him sort of checking towards the Red Room, knowing that's an opening in NAVI's defenses. Mazinho still yet to move forward. Good kill from Bit as he steps forward. There's Mazinho getting flanked out by Wonderful. You've lost the Red Room threat for the Mongols, but you still have the player advantage. Blitz can't move, though. He's stuck on default. Alexi knows that. Utility's going in to heat things up. Blitz has to go into the open. He actually finds a bit of sanctuary, but still getting spammed down. Good work from Alexi to force him away. Cobra trying to stop him, but it's a weird angle for him. He couldn't get the headshot, and Wonderful comes in, takes down his own teammate, but still wins out the clutch. And that is a huge turnaround from NAVI back in their favor.
Yeah, this is a 180 from the NAVI that started this map. That's a 3 versus 5 that they've recovered. Mongols let one slip. That's the story of this map for them if they go on to lose. They'll look back and say, we had every chance to win this. And yet again, another great retake out of NAVI. It doesn't even feel like it's going to go anywhere with that 1-for-1. You felt like Bit needed 2. But God, they pieced it together, and Mongols again, always looking for a fight. In these positions, step forward, where NAVI can actually battle them and engage them before the defuse comes in.
Makaze climbing up towards Heaven. 9-10 is going to be looking this direction. Techno about to peek him, but Makaze never puts himself in harm's way. He waits for the peek to come to him. He challenges Techno and comes out on top of it. So NAVI now with a 5v4.
And no advanced positioning for the Mongols. Red Room smoke to block off Makaze's vision. Blitz and Mazinho to slide out, waiting for the spam to come through. Now it's Blitz's time to make a move.
Smoke fades away. Good shot from Mazinho.
Holy hell.
That is a huge response.
Yeah, that's a great rebuttal, a great equalizer to find so quick. Mongols, it looks like they want to start working their way towards the other side of the map.
And the sound cues, you're going to hear that. If you're Alexi, you're going to know they're fleeing the scene, trying to get over towards A, so you alert Makaze to be ready. The rifle in hand. He gets mollied, so he has to force himself into the temple, but Blitz has been waiting in the Red Room for that rotation. But Bit won the fight. Bit somehow came out on top of that. Makaze fighting forward, and beautiful stop out of Makaze with those two. Again, another big recovery there. Looked like Mongols had all the upper hand.
Yeah, well, NAVI woke up, and if you're the Mongols, you had your chances when they were snoozing, when they were kind of, laying in bed, procrastinating to get into this game. But now that they're here, retakes have looked clean. They've retaken the A bomb site a number of times. A disadvantage 3 versus 5 round 1, where they retook the B bomb site as well. NAVI now have snapped back in, where you're getting the individual effort on top of the protocols, on top of the structure and the strategy. And this is the scary Navi that's going to be difficult to overcome.
And Mara feels like a timeout required, using his overtime timeout now. 2 rounds back. Mongols had to fight their way into overtime after being the team that looked like they were in full control. Good mental strength from Navi to stay in this map. It was looking done at multiple points.
Well, 24 kills on Bit, 20 kills on Makaze. Those guys have really changed the energy within this Navi squad.
It's that fight being won by Bit in the last round against Blitz.
And Makaze on the CT side as well over in middle is just handling business. No one's able to get past him. It's all coming up Navi down the stretch. 14-12. I like this call out of the Mongols. They're going to go back to the A bomb site. They've done this a number of times. Navi's been able to retake it, but I don't think Mongols have ever truly done it with a full buy. Usually it's a hero AK, some upgraded pistols, sometimes just pistols. Now you've got all the rifles and utility behind it as well for the follow-up plays. But yeah, Donut smoked off deep, CT getting smoked off now. Let's see how it goes.
And wonderful. That's just got a rifle to play with. For some spam, he dropped it back in spawn. They've got that extra money to work with. Oh, look at this. Blitz just tracking those steps in Makaze. Opening kill for the Mongols. Plant is in. You mentioned so many times here that Navi have been great at these retakes. You know they're comfortable coming back into this A site, even a player down, but let's see if they can do it another time. Bit waits in temple. Just waiting on that smoke and Donut to fade away, but in the meantime, Cobra is taking Imma. Oh, nice shot from Bit. It's another, and he can't get it. So it's Wonderful alone, stepping up into the clutch. Now he's got to fight Tempo, he's got that. Pre-fired it, Blitz is hidden away. And now you've got Wonderful trying to get to the defuse. He's come back to the kill, but Blitz has got the headshot. And at least a round secured on T side here for the Mongols.
At least one, but really the glaring thing in this overtime is that missed opportunity in the first round of it, the 5-on-3 for Mongols that slipped away. Navi need 2 more to close out this map, take us to the 3rd decider of Mirage. Mongols need a clean sweep if they want to take it here in overtime. And Navi pausing the action as they switch sides. Blade saying, I know the T side was so terrible in regulation. Now's the time for the conversation. They've had a lot of time to think about it, of what they can change and adapt. And the difference now also is they've got players who have woken up. Bit and Makaze are here. So the T side can look vastly different. You might start having that success over in mid, but do they want to risk it?
I hear a lot of people talk about how that mid fight feels 50-50.
Hasn't felt 50-50 today. It's felt firmly in control of the CT side.
Yeah, CT sides have been dominating that battle for sure.
4 rounds on their offense in regulation. That's all Navi got.
That's a conversation you've got to have for the Mongols. That's got to be in your mind of, okay, we had a great CT side. Let's see if we can ride it out. Good run boost. Blitz can be sent flying through the sky. And yeah, there's no challenge in mid for Navi.
Oh, they're going to pounce on this, it looks like. It looks like they just want to hit after the Molotov fades. Cobra's not ready.
Oh.
Cobra's not prepared.
Cobra, rifle in position. His teammates coming forward to try and support. Cobra steps out. Good trade from Wonderful. Techno through that smoke. Had an excellent CT showing. Missed shot from 910. Needed that one to connect. Navi down to 3 players. Techno had got another through that smoke. We got Makaze walking up. 910 going to be caught. Makaze dropping the utility. Wonderful dropping him. Zinho. And now this retake almost looks impossible with 2 players stuck in the cave and utility still there for Navi.
And you can see the Mongols players under the pressure of the situation, just kind of second-guessing themselves, not sure exactly what to do, how to handle it. And Navi, they just gonna lean back on the protocols they've established.
Well, up they go. Missed shot. That allows them the opening, but Makaze and Wonderful shut it all down. It's gonna be Navi fighting all the way to map points.
Incredible comeback in this map for Navi. Now they've got 2 chances to close it out. Didn't even feel likely whatsoever, but there was a complete turn in Navi's demeanor inside the server. A 7-1-1 at the end of the second half to force overtime for Navi.
2 more required in a row here for Mongols to force another overtime. Makaze out middle he goes, but utility gonna bash him in. You've got Imma, that second layer though. The 1-2 punch is so strong, but Insigno is gonna hold on just barely on 3 HP.
And it's the same call as the last round, deja vu. Let's just start marching up B ramp at the moment. There's the swing. There's the kill.
Amazing shot again from Bit.
26 for him.
Techno's going to come back over, but the smoke is up. And they know exactly where he is. He's missed his own nade. Surely this is enough now for NAVI. They're into the site. Bomb's going to get planted. More utility being dropped towards Cave. 9-10 and Mzinho trying to get forward, but Bit's got one more headshot on top. It's just Techno, and he's stopped by Wonderful. NAVI come back all the way, and they get the reward for their tenacity. Ancient falls in their favor, 16-13, and we need 3 to settle the series.
And that has to be the moment that NAVI in this stage 3 realizes that they're here, that they've arrived, that they've still got it. Great performances out of 2 of your stills, having the self-admission that, you know, a map like Mirage has kind of gone away from them a little bit, that it's not as strong as it used to be. They don't have as much comfort and confidence on it as they used to. Some role swaps back and forth, lack of practice on it with those role swap changes, and you've got a NAVI who looked fired up about halfway through Ancient, that snapped into place and showed you how much better they can be if they play at their best.
And they might have just figured it out with just enough time, because there's 1-on-1 game, yes, but you go look at the other 1-on-1 teams, that 1 and 2 bracket's going to be so difficult. Pressure up through short here from the Mongols, some speed into this pistol round, but Imma off to the races with the first kill. Response out of Palace. We've got Blitz inside of Khan, who actually wins the engagement. All of a sudden, it's Mongols who take back control of this pistol.
Yeah, Imma and Bit get pulled into being way too aggressive, trying to stop the catwalk play, the short play, and they get way overextended. Bullied from Palace, bullied from Khan, and now you've lost the bomb site on the other side of the map. Blitz up in Palace, that's the insurance policy. This is going to be a very difficult retake. NAVI, 3 players all split off from each other.
Yeah, Flash goes into the peak. 9-10, they're going to have to take a few steps back. You got Techno making his way out through the murder hole, and just one left as 9-10 spins and takes that one as well. 3K from 9-10 in this pistol round, and Mongols off to a good start.
Yeah, really good job from Mongols, applying a lot of pressure at short, dropping back into Khan, and NAVI's out exposed in the open after breaking the smoke, reloading their pistols as well, so pistol round to the Mongols. Lovely work from the P250, stepping through the smoke. Blitz as well, just has Bit in an awkward place, and that's pretty much the round when those two kills come in. No access back for NAVI. 1-0 and a second round bye for the CT side.
The Flash will send Bit in for a peek into the ramp. Really hoping this is where they're going to get their opening kill. A lot of players from Mongols around that corner, though. It's about to turn into a bloodbath. Wonderful up first. Bit in second. Good work here from NAVI. Mzinho trying to release them from Palace, trying to get something going their way, but they can't. The utility's up, but it doesn't matter. Blitz is left alone, and NAVI with the response.
A huge response. Stop them cold at the point of attack, and Makaze can track these footsteps. Blitz is a free kill and a free AK-47.
It's not like NAVI are so ready for that A-call.
NAVI's only won a single pistol round in this series of the 5 that have been played, but this is now the second time they've lost the pistol and won the second round in return. So they're kind of making up for it with those second round victories of not going too far deep in a hole and not starting out too low. Techno gets baited right into the position of Bit, pulled into the MP9 of Wonderful. Perfect setup from NAVI.
1 HP.
Yeah, he really meant it. They really meant it.
Just one HP. Oh my gosh. Well, we got a good buy for NAVI. Not so much here for the side of Mongols. Very limited. They got Tech9s coming in. They're going to be trying to charge into this B side. Alexi B, good grenade, is going to take half the health away from Cobra. Makaze's worried about getting split, but he's not going to see anybody running out through short just yet. Then all of a sudden Blitz appears. That P250 domes him, but the rest of NAVI taking their essential kills. And the rotations are in, making this impossible to get a bomb plant for the Mongols. They don't secure the extra cash. And it's going to be NAVI up to a 2-1 lead. Money gone here for the Mongols completely. It's going to be a full eco. And NAVI with a 3-1 lead looming.
You know what really kind of scared me during that little podcast clip before this map went live was Mzinho kind of talking and saying things like, he's like, you know, everyone's kind of looking into us and, you know, we're pretty easy to read. You know, we don't do a lot of crazy stuff. We're kind of simple to read. Well, that kind of worries me when you're going up against a NAVI team, because that's kind of their specialty, you know, like the strategic understanding of the game and being able to move around. And we didn't see a lot of evidence of it on Nuke. Ancient, it kind of snapped into place at the end towards the comeback. If NAVI comes in firing on all cylinders, much like they did at the end of Ancient, I think they're just going to be so far ahead of the Mongols. This can be a very difficult half.
Blitz goes out there. He's going to get one kill, but then the trade obviously comes through. It's going to end up being a 3-2-1 start for NAVI. They haven't had a good start yet, NAVI. You know, it would be great to see them actually build something to kick this game off. I mean, they had to come back into Ancient.
Yeah, you're right. They haven't really had a good start on any map. The best was back on Nuke, the opening half. They were at a 3-1 lead at one point. That's the best start that they've had in any of these maps.
They're about to get another 3-1 lead. Let's see if it turns from that point onwards. Mongols making their way out into the open, but with the Galil taking him down. Imma to respond. It's just Cobra and Mzinho left, hoping they can maybe grab an extra kill, but there's no hope of even that. So forward players stay up, money starting to build for NAVI, and they have got that 3-1 start they've been looking for.
Well, Bits come online in this series. He ended Ancient at the top of the scoreboard. I think something like 26, 27 kills for Bit. He was an absolute monster. If that continues here on Mirage, in for a tough time as a bomb site anchor, just delivering headshots every time you step forward can be absolutely brutal. So Bit and Makaze going to be playing on the A side of the map. AK-47's out for the Mongols in their first buy round. Scaling quietly towards Khan. Defensive smoke in place. But they're going to come right through without any indication.
Yeah, all the way up. No, Imma going to be taken down by 9-10. Great opener, cracking through. But wonderful Makaze responding here for NAVI. Makaze a bit down here. Ooh, 1 second, 3 kills come in. And NAVI collapse.
I think Alexi trying to hustle to get involved in the fight. Kind of throws, okay, nice shot from Wonderful. 1v2, very doable. Bomb just went down now.
It's the getting through the murder hole. You expect maybe a second player there. It's such a suffocating position with the AWP, so Wonderful decides to call it off.
Yeah, normally you won't even see someone like Alexi go into the murder hole in that sort of a situation, but I think he was so desperate to get to the bomb site to help out his teammates. A blistering hit, messing with timings. They thought that smoke would have a little bit more protection. There'd be a little bit more of an indication it was coming, but Mongols just sprinting right through the smoke at the base of Khan and surprising everybody. Remember in the game yesterday, Navi playing up against Legacy as well. I felt like Navi was struggling with that as well, like different timings that were being thrown at them, different timings of plays, different kind of styles of executes, not as much indication with utility. So we'll see if Navi, or I mean, see if Mongols can continue taking advantage of that.
Timeout again, very early on into the game. We've really noticed this from Blade. He's calling another one here.
I think the concern right now is, especially with the way that the day one panned out and some of the ways these other maps have played out, I think for Blade it's more about you got to stop them from sliding down into like that kind of bad Counter-Strike mentality. You got to stop them from sliding into a situation where they're not communicating. He's been very vocal, coming up with ideas, communicating all the time. We heard him on Nuke. Get a little bit more focused, play the game of Counter-Strike, don't be afraid to lose. Navi players maybe getting lost in the moment a little bit. So an early timeout now to shore them up from any kind of mental collapse down the stretch. They have a 3-2 lead, they've got a decent amount of money in the bank, and a very strong buy here coming into round 6.
Perhaps the pressure of the fact that they had to come back into Ancient, they were about to lose that map in the series, like activated that flow state, you know, one at a time for NAVI. We definitely started to see the individuals start to thrive, and more than NAVI we recognize. But on this round coming out of the timeout, a frustrating start for Imma. He's going to get naded down to 21 health. At least he's still standing.
They want to consider switching positions with Alexi. Either park him at the B bomb site, maybe activate him for a push with low HP, see if he can gather you some information. So passes his utility off to Alexi, and they slide and switch positions. Blitz and Mzinho coming in through the underpass. Window gets smoked just now. Wonderful watching this with his AWP.
Yeah, Buddy, his time sees the arm go around the corner. Mzinho falls away. Wonderful, wanting another here. There's two players just below him. It's going to get cleared out by Cobra. Mikaze trying to peek from short, but it's not even needed because Bit does so much work from Khan. Alexi finds success from his spot in mid, and Techno has to drop back down the ramp. That's NAVI winning a round and going up 4-2.
Seems a little crazy having Wonderful stick around in Khan after he gets that kill and like look for another fight and stay there, but you could see the trap was set up, the push off short, the push at the top Khan. Really well orchestrated from NAVI, and they have shut this round down. So Techno, you basically just have to save. So no bonus money for Techno. It'll be the only weapon they have in the next round. Cobra might be able to sneak in and Mzinho maybe a Galil, but they'll have to decide if they even want to invest all of that. So yet again, after a timeout from Blade, NAVI snatch a round in dominant fashion.
Always Techno said one rifle, but it's Mongols right now who are in the mud.
Yeah, T-side hasn't gotten started quite yet. NAVI winning some pretty critical rounds, though, to make it a little bit awkward, right? Winning that second round, throwing the economy and the momentum a little bit crazy. Losing a round and then winning this one right back in such dominant fashion. Once again, it puts the money in a really, really weird place. So on top of losing some rounds, Mongols isn't even having the money that they can to continue fighting.
Techno going to try and fight this double push from NAVI.
Ooh.
You heard earlier, you know, Alexi was talking about what the elite teams do, and it's when they win rounds like this, right? They win rounds when you shouldn't. You know, the Galils or the Tech-9s, and that's what gets you back into games. We'll see if Mongols can rise to that occasion.
Well, Bit and Mikaze with that piece of aggression, they didn't want to press the issue. They had a 2-on-1. No way they could have known it, and they decided to play the cautious decision and just back off on the stalemate.
You got Alexi waiting down inside of the B site. Wonderful with the AWP will be quickly turning his attentions to the apartments. This is going to be very difficult to break through.
Misspoke. That's actually a disaster. That's actually perfect for the T side.
See if the T's can get forward. Wonderful still has vision, but the flash comes in. Running over the top, it's Techno who's taking Alexi beat down, and Wonderful having to backtrack. He can't see into the site because of their own bloody smoke. Oh, Mzinho. He just walked forward and punished, and NAVI making a mistake we do not see them make all that often. That is a massive turning point. Mongols getting away with one.
I mean, it's crazy how that works out. That mistake, how rare is it to see somebody misthrow that smoke of everything, but then for it to be just so perfect for the Mongols, so terrible for Wonderful, an absolute calamity for NAVI. Good kills from Mikaze down the stretch. He's doing a lot to protect his teammate. He's gonna pay for it with his life. Ema will be able to get out with only 23 health. But Mongols creep up to 3 rounds and money becomes a problem now for NAVI.
Oh.
Yeah, that's one of those
tilting, isn't it?
That's one of those mistakes you can't really hide. There's no apology that really covers that one in the moment. Oh, bounces off, and it's just perfect for the T side. They would love to throw that smoke themselves.
It's like, cool, I've always wanted that lineup.
Yeah, no ability for Wonderful to trade, no ability to stop them from scaling around the bomb site. And taken out of the fight. NAVI getting knocked out of their game at the moment, heads shaken. It's not the time for that. You battled so hard to bring it to a deciding map.
Now this is where Mongols do their best work. When the pressure's on, they just come at you hard. Hitting heavy into the A site, direct attack over the top of these smokes. Bit keeps his head down, trying to fight them forward. He's put a stop to it. Mikaze with him. Two of the sharpest shooters here for NAVI defending this A site. And Nima's come over to support. So for NAVI, that is a huge sigh of relief. You haven't let Mongols turn that into any momentum.
No, just a disgusting defensive smoke deployed. This time it lands exactly where it's intended to, and it just shuts off Mongols. They have no access. Yeah, they get up the ramp, but there's no way to push forward. You've got all this space at the top of the ramp, but you're not coming through that to your death. Lovely work from NAVI, and Mongols have to back away. Well, I should say Blitz has to back away. Long extended save, most likely for Blitz. Perfect time to grab a beer.
Yeah, you can go over to the fridge, maybe here in the venue, wherever you are. It's always a good time to grab a beer, isn't that right, Jason?
Yeah.
Well, Blitz still having a go, still walking around. No one's coming near him, though. Respectfully, NAVI going to sit back because they don't have any money to throw away.
That's what made this hold so strong for NAVI, or so important for NAVI, is the fact that they're broken after this. That could have been a great way for NAVI. I mean, if they break with all the frustration that we've seen on their faces in these past couple rounds, with the way that smoke played out towards the B bomb site, if you break them here and go on a run, like, that's the mentality that you just put even deeper into the bin. So they missed that eventuality. That opportunity doesn't present itself to the Mongols. It's them who are going to have cash flow problems. Blitz has 1,400 in the bank with an AK-47. 910, 4,100, Mizinho 3,400, but the other two very low at 1,800. So, I mean, again, you have to make a really tough decision on your buy. It's not going to be a full buy across the entire squad. It's either that or you have to descend down into a half investment for a couple players and sit a round out. Five to 3. This game's still tense, figuring out which one of these teams is going to grab the biggest piece of control and run away with it. Miss smoke from the T side now. Window smoke falls short.
Yeah, a lot of missed utility. Incredibly important match. Odd to see it happen. Wonderful. Just in Colin. He was looking over the top of that smoke, but drops a little bit further back, worried about a possible underpass push up towards his position.
He wanted to make the move, but then he realized that the mid smoke had missed, and he realized he was going to be walking into a second smoke, so just gave it up. So there were some plans, some ideas in middle for NAVI, but they've had to relinquish those ideas.
Well, they'll redo the window smoke. This time it'll land. And Mongols going to maintain some mid control. You can send Blitz out through underpass. Grenade to break open the window smoke. Immo just peeks, not seeing anybody progressing up short, but Blitz is progressing into the window. Good position to have. See if they can do anything with it. Up through Con. Wonderful before that flash connects. Able to get a shot off. Wonderful again. Softening him up, making the kill easier. But look at Blitz slipping around the back. You need 910 to actually do something to activate this Blitz play. And you've got Techno just pausing. Blitz is backtracking. Alexi B hasn't seen him. And Blitz is just holding the trigger, getting as far towards CT as he possibly can before he takes this frag. He's gone all the way.
Oh, what a
He's
god.
looking for two. Blitz with a perfect move, but then Wonderful reacts so fast. Out to a CT spawn, unravels the hard work of Blitz. Techno over the top. He's actually creeped forward. He's got the up, and the ladder prevents him from getting that second kill. Bit able to look up, but Blitz, that was the only way, and you gotta say, it's a nice try.
Yeah, it is. You can't fault him for any decision he made in that round. Really cool scenario that he put himself into, but even a better reaction from Wonderful inside the bomb site. He was playing tucked down, just didn't want to have any kind of peek, so he was perfectly primed to turn and spin towards CT stairs. Still a tough shot to hit. It's Mongols who get forced back to the unarmored pistols. The money finally completely gone. Yeah, well ready. Starting to turn his gaze in that direction regardless. Another good hold at the A bomb site for NAVI's defense.
And the Mongols once again having to play with weaker weapons. It feels like NAVI have got control of the series now. Starting to see the woes of Mongols on Mirage. We heard Ash in that podcast talking about how Mirage and Ancient used to be the Mongol wheelhouse, right? And recently they haven't been as good on them. Ancient they blamed on lack of practice. Mirage here on the fact that they've made some positional changes.
Positional changes that they then changed back due to the struggles, and still probably haven't had as much practice in that way as well.
Well, that is well handled. Makaze getting a second kill from the grenade, and Bit will close things out. So not a single player going down here for NAVI. Money really settling as we get into the last couple of rounds of this half.
And this was good because NAVI got stress tested at the start of the half, right? Like they had some pressure put on them. They could have collapsed. There were a few moments Mongols could have come out on top and ran away with things, but NAVI stood up to the task, much like they did on Ancient. So good seeing that come back in. And even some of the self-inflicted stresses. The missed smoke from Alexi B, saw how frustrated him and Wonderful were after that. But they've done a really good job rebounding after those scenarios. Timeout from Mara and Mongols.
Yeah, if NAVI go on to win this series today, we can get some confidence back in them because they really bent, but they did not break. We'll see if Mongols can continue that as they come through this.
Different expectations for these teams as well, right? We have NAVI held up in like the trophy contender kind of category.
Yeah, that's where they'll hold themselves as well.
Dima and Makaze enjoying the Counter-Strike so far. NAVI up by 4, 2 rounds remaining in this first half of Mirage.
Last chance for Mongols to really do anything in this first half. No residual cash left over in this round. You're gonna have Wonderful getting boosted up to have a look in towards the apartment. You've got Techno just around the corner, tucked just on that edge.
Can be sneakily a tough shot for Wonderful. If your gaze is deep, I know he's kind of swinging right into the crosshair, but easy to kind of mess up the timing on this if you don't expect the close swing. Still no movement from Techno, has not budged an inch. Mongols is coming up cat as we speak. There's the shot, lovely.
Yeah, great reactions. Now Alexi B. Flashed, just let all the bullets go off early. He's in an awkward spot and that puts Wonderful in a tough position, but Wonderful's handling it, making it look easy. Shot after shot, he breaks apart the TheMongolz and they just crash upon the B-bomb site.
That is a beautiful sequence from Wonderful and good to see him pop off here. After the Atlanta that he had, his rise up, everyone was so pumped to see Wonderful finding some consistency. And this quad kill is beautiful.
Yeah, they're just like a wave as they crash against the rock of Wonderful's.
This one right here.
WP.
Ooh, spicy. Not a lot of Cobra showing there.
It's gonna feel good for Wonderful. Smile on his face. 8-3 lead now for NAVI. The Mongols not showing anything in this first half whatsoever. They get into a fast play, a desperate attempt to try and force their way into a good position at the start of the round, but the trade is through from NAVI. And Wonderful's over in connector this time.
I imagine Mizinho might pick a moment to be aggressive over in Palace. He might be able to exploit the defense, find a 1v1 at the A bomb site. Bits pushed into A ramp just for the safety of it. Wonderful backs out of the window room. Alexi and Makaze doubled up towards short.
There's Alexi B going out near the open, 9-10. Finished off, so advantage once again, siding with NAVI.
Here's the play from Mizinho. Unfortunately, with the deagle, he's been pretty passive about it. An AK-47, he's already out looking for a fight, but now he creeps a little bit into the open, caught by Bit.
Yeah, the timing for Bit, he's loving that. Checks up towards Palace, and Mizinho's looking the wrong way. A free kill. 45 seconds left. Wonderful should be able to react to this, no problem. Techno coming closer, and he'll adjust the crosshair just in time. Now Blitz making his walkout. 35 seconds left. And he's going to drop down into the B side, but NAVI sitting back. Shouldn't be letting this one go whatsoever, but Blitz is going to give it a good go. This would be the ace clutch, and he can't get to it. Makaze prevents the follow-up kill. A 9-3 lead. NAVI have got into shape at just the right time here and are looking to go 2-1.
listen quick to what I say. I only say it once, no time to play. When it's face to face and I'm in the game, I'm a different beast in a different state of mind. Cause I took my time and I stuck with the grind, now the gold is mine. While you're getting left behind, don't call me son, but watch me shine. One shot is all I had to make it all back. You don't wanna see the aftermath. You don't wanna see the aftermath. One shot is all I had to make it all back. Now I just can't help but laugh, cause you're the one that's coming in last. I never quit. It's do or die, and I'm not dead. I never quit. It's do or die, and I'm not dead. Yeah. Every time I hop up on stage, gotta get loose, let out my rage. Spent so much time in that cage, about to break out and go insane. Who wanna get it? Step to me, better bring a medic. Doubted me and I ain't forget it. Didn't start this, but watch me end it. One shot is all I had to make it all back. You don't wanna see the aftermath. You don't wanna see the aftermath. One shot is all I had to make it all back. Now I just can't help but laugh, cause you're the one that's coming in last.
Again, the first place is a Dren. He's going to hit the ground there. Oh, what a jumping double for Cole! What is going on right now? How does he do this? Cole is safe luminosity with the all play.
A few weeks ago, we watched NAVI hoist the trophy in Atlanta, winning the Intel Extreme Masters Championship, leading into the Major. That filled us all full of confidence in the squad. And then we watched them play their opening game against Spirit, and they got absolutely embarrassed on the server. They bounced back with a win versus Legacy, but as soon as they go up against an opponent of Mongolz caliber, it was looking rough in those first two matches. But they recover on Ancient, and now they're in full control here on Mirage. They lost the pistol in the first half, and they still have a 9-3 lead, and they prevented Mongolz from stringing 2 rounds in a row together.
It'd be interesting to hear from NAVI after this series. What was the turning point? What was the thing that snapped you guys into shape? Because it just seemed to be a 180 on Ancient, and they haven't relinquished since then. Heavy play towards the B-bomb site. All of NAVI heading in this direction. Good shot from Techno for the first.
Well, Blitz just waiting now. Techno's taking all the attention, all the heat, and also all the kills. He's still waiting. Anybody else? Any more coming out of the apartment towards Techno's short Berettas. Finally, he's going to be fouled by Alexi B and Wonderful. It's 2v3. The rotation has arrived, but it's 9-10 who's closest. And that little peek out is going to be enough to finish off Wonderful. Now Alexi, who can't do much, 9-10 right between the eyes. And another pistol round for the Mongols.
Yeah, pistols have been few and far between for NAVI in this series. And Techno is the one with the impactful kills, taking on the first 2 players jumping out of the window. You take away all the guys who are meant to create space, find those openings for NAVI. Beautiful shot. It happens before Makaze's even ready to come out the window. He's just setting up for the jump out. Ima distracted, taken down as well. And then you've got no room to work with as the Mongols reinforcements arrive.
It's going to be a free round here for the Mongols. How do you feel about Mongol's chances of actually pulling this back, Jason?
Let's see if they can. Let's see what they look like growing into this. I'm still not going to give it to him, as I still have so much faith in Blade and the protocols and the system that he has in place. Even if some of the individuals might be a little bit quieter, but we're getting enough of the performances here. Wonderful with 14, Makaze and Bit at 11, Ima at 10. You're getting that individual effort on top of it all. And just the ability, as we saw in Ancient, of play to call a timeout and completely change the nature of the map. Very few coaches have that ability, but out of his timeout on Ancient, this Navi came in as a completely different team. So I'm still going to lean it in their direction. 2 kills in this round with some pistols, and now AK-47s come out. Round 15, the first gun round for Navi.
First look, there's no AWP going to be available for Navi, but it certainly will be here for 9-10. So I'll take that for a spin. Always love to watch Bit on the T side of Mirage.
He was a beast on the CT side, was doing some really, really good work. He was looking crispy. And Ancient, he was obviously a monster as well, leading the way for his team.
Just always knows the right time to come out of Palace. Strike with some ridiculous impact. And that's going to be something the Mongols are thinking about all half long. Just going through the motions, and Mage had the 2 smokes early, one towards window, one towards top mid. They just send the Lexi B out to the top boxes. Ima now arriving in the underpass.
Bomb still over in the B halls. That can shift easily. Bit's running over. He's vacated his position up in Palace at the A bomb site, so he'll take the bomb. Wonderful taking some utility as the supportive element. And you have to imagine the other pieces would be trying to come up short, trying to come up cat. Ima lurking underneath window. Alexi gonna make the run happen. And now the finishing play begins. 53 seconds on the clock.
Flash up into the apartments just to try and slow this down, but Navi not halting. Here they come towards 9-10. Bit blisters right through 9-10's head. You now got Makaze hunting down that second kill. They can't find him. Good hiding from Cobra Sarah, but his teammates are going down on the rotation over. So Cobra, more pressure on you, and now they found you. They've tagged you in the smoke, but he's still alive until that headshot comes through from Wonderful. Just techno and nothing at all from the Mongols.
Well, you have 9-10 shuffling utility, falling back to the end of the bomb site, giving up the angle with the AWP to give utility over to his teammate. By the time he gets back, one's already crossed his vision. As he swings out to try and pick him off, he's just open season for the second player coming. Big misplay for 9-10 that's got incredible consequences because it forces everyone to panic rotate right into the waiting arms of Navi. It makes it look like a perfectly constructed round. And he knows it.
Mongols have taken over Palace. They'll realize no one's here. No one's home. That's because the Prince of Palace is making his way over towards the B bombs and at the front of that Navi attack. Bit already looking to drop down in towards the 5-7. Cobra sending shots forward. Grenade gonna blast open that cloud cover, but Cobra goes into the fight regardless. It's Makaze and Wonderful taking all the essential frags here for the T side. They're into the site. That bomb plant's gonna come through, and 11 rounds to 5 ring out for Navi.
Yeah, Mongols already in kind of like force buy territory of just buying up everything they got because they're out of money after this. They invested here and just got ran over. Mazinho 1 kill with the M4. He's got to prioritize saving it. Blitz is gonna try and come see if he can upgrade to a rifle. He'll get traded off at the end. 11-5 for Navi. Now a 6-round lead. They're in the driver's seat. And starting to look like they're doing some of their best work of the event so far.
Well, it's great to see Navi switch on and actually show the level of what we've seen on the lead up to the Major. For them, it felt like, I'm sure, like they were in free fall, catching themselves just in time. And we highlight how important it is to get through this game today, because if you're 1-1 right now, sure, but you go 1-2. We talk about the 1-1 games that we've got today. You're gonna have some crazy difficult opponents going into an elimination game.
Yeah, there's not gonna be a lot of fun games in that 1-2 bracket. So Navi looking to avoid that at all costs. Send the Mongols down there in their stead. Round 17, Navi 2 away from putting this series to its conclusion.
Well, they group up. They're going for a simple execution here. But there's a lot of Mongols players ready at the A bomb side. This could get messy. This could get messy. Can Makaze
go on the cleanup. The AK out first, spots the second target, but there we go, 5 sevens, 3 kills instantaneously, and that forces NAVI back. But the Mongols realize they've got weapons all over the floor, they scavenge them.
It's Techno again, the 5-7 close up, no utility. NAVI trying to just walk into the bomb site and take that initial contact, bullying the defense, but that's not going to be the case. Not this time. So money is going to blow up for the Mongols if they win this round and can pull these AK-47s forward. All of a sudden, they're going to have all the cash in the world. Alexian Wonderful to try and recover a 2v5, and no one from the Mongols has even been touched. Over towards middle we go. Slows down. They're going to hope for a mistake out of the Mongols. They're hoping that someone's going to help make this a little bit easier, pushing into their crosshairs, anything. But no way Mongols budges in a 5-on-2.
Yeah, you can't let this go. Let this go, you've lost the series.
And I mean, that's a really nice win to grab if you're the Mongols. Remember, they're kind of in that situation. They're force buying every single round no matter what. They needed this. Needed it massively.
Now they're coming for the rest of the weapons, coming for Wonderful. Handling them for the time being, but then Cobra Zera proves too much. And the AK turns into an AWP 910. You're going to be happy about that, but this has to be the turning point for Mongols. They have to use that 5-7 round as a catalyst to ignite this comeback.
Yeah, so many upgrades for the Mongols. So many extra weapons they didn't expect to have for free as well. So Cash is in such a good place. There's the double kill from Techno. NAVI trying to just waltz out into the bomb site, waltz to a 12th round, and Mongols ain't exactly their favorite dancing partner at the moment. Timeout is called. Second one from NAVI and Blade. Just a couple more rounds, that's all they need, and Blade has been so good at getting victories out of these pauses in the action. And NAVI buy down to the last of their cash flow as well. So a huge swing round. If you're the Mongols, you mentioned it has to be the catalyst this moment out of the 5-7 round, out of the upgrades to the AKs and the AWP. If you win here, NAVI gets buried, and they've got to sit a few rounds out with weaker weapons, so you have the chance to close the gap. If the story at Ancient was missed opportunities for the Mongols, this is one they absolutely cannot miss if they want to continue fighting for this series.
Oh, Blitz. They're just on the other side of that smoke. He's going to start peeling away back into jungle just at the right time because Imma got into this position but wins the fight. Blitz dies in jungle. NAVI have got the opener, 9-10. A little bit too late to the party to get that trade immediately on Imma. Was actually jumped up and kept his back covered.
Yeah, this position from Imma and that kill on a blitz is forcing a lot of movement. 9-10 trying to figure things out. Cobra Zera pushes the B bomb site. He doesn't want to get wrapped upon from Market.
Mzinho just stepped forward. Techno spotted. Bit coming out again. Perfect time. Out of Palace. Techno dead. Mzinho the last hope. And their hope dies as soon as Makaze arrives into the site. No resistance from the Mongols again. It is going to be series point for NAVI.
It's so simple in that round for NAVI. I mean, they throw utility up at A ramp, they flash, they smoke, they nade, they force the defense to like feel some pressure, and that's just the jump up. And as soon as Imma gets that kill, the defense thins out, and that's when Bit gets to slide into his peak from Palace. That's when Makaze gets to find one. Well constructed, and Mongols can't get a grip. So 12-6. And 6 opportunities for NAVI to close out this map.
He was so much happier with how you played this Mirage. It's the best we've seen NAVI so far.
I mean, what a change as well. Like, Ancient was Mongols who got up to 11 really quick, right? And then it was NAVI who had to go on a 7-round run to bring it back. And now the shoe's on the other foot. Mongols don't like this one. They don't like being in this position. Getting absolutely schooled at the moment.
And the Mongols that we know are capable of Mirage. We've Seen it over the years. We've seen it over recent months, though. They have started to drop off a little bit, slow down on the Mirage performances. And
yeah, they've been struggling to find that like mojo, the last like 10% when Senzu was in the roster that could get them a little bit deeper, that could get them over the hump in some of these games. Yeah. Missing that volume fragging that he was being able to provide.
Just not matching that firepower right now of NAVI, not matching the team play that NAVI are displaying.
20 kills on Wonderful, 14 on Makaze and Bit, 13 on Ima. Alexi's got all of his pieces performing at a high level. What a stark contrast to the opening map and a half that we saw in this series. He's got to be very, very pleased with how they've responded to adversity today. Him and Blade.
A bit moving up through short, good position to have early. Blitz going to try and spam through and not too far off connected. A couple of those shots, but Bit not worried about connector for now. He goes into that fight against short. It does get traded out by Cobra, who was in con. And we've got LXCP trying to send some utility back in towards connector, but Ima's moved through the murder hole. He's caught him, Zinho.
Same exact play. So much attention elsewhere. Two defenders fighting from top con, and he recognizes the chance.
And now Makaze can come out of Palace. We've seen Bit use this earlier, but it's Makaze now out of Palace into the play. Headshot on Blitz, knocks him over. And the Mongols just have 2 players left. Cobra and 910 trying to prolong play, but Wonderful makes sure that that is not going to happen. 910 to step out into the open. Smoke will protect him for now, but Wonderful will close it. Coming into the Major, NAVI looked fragile in their opening game, but they are shaken and do not shatter. They are able to get themselves through the Mongols. They're 2-1 now, and they've got a performance they can actually be proud of.
Biggest issue for NAVI at the moment seemed the slow starts, right?
Yeah.
The really flat map one, but they built into this